Hey guys, I know nobody's there right this second, but hopefully a couple people join. I'm doing a little early morning live because I was up early and I want to watch the interviews with Al Stauch and Landon. And I've only watched parts of them, so I'm like, I'm gonna go live and maybe watch them with you guys. There's quite a few actually. So I don't know if we'll even watch all of them. I do wanna start off by I don't know. How many of you guys I'll wait till a couple people come in. Hey, Jen, good morning. It's probably weird seeing me so early in the morning. Oh, Tennessee Walls, girl, that is so weird. I was just thinking about you last night. I was like, "Wonder how she's doing. I haven't seen you around." I swear to God I was. I was like, "Huh." I was trying to think of the last time I seen you, and I couldn't think. Like, I'm like, "Was she like, has it been a long time, or is it just because sometimes I don't see everybody?" Hey, Lily Black. Hey, Rayanne. Mama Mia. Hoping for answers. Auntie M. Ladybug. Thing one. Thing one. I like that. Hi, Ladybug. Auntie M. Have you guys watched those, like, oh, wait. I forgot I labeled it wrong. I wanted to just put, oh, I did say post-trial interviews. Okay, never mind. How many of you guys have watched those? Because I've only watched little parts. I watched all of the Fox with Landon, but there's one on Court TV with both of them. There's one with Al on, it's like a local station. I know, I'm shocked too. I had to get up early for something else, and so I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna do a live," because I wanted to watch these. I'm like, instead of watching them by myself, I'm gonna go live and watch them with you guys. I was like, "There's gotta be some people up, right?" And then sometimes people are on different time zones, so it's like, "Will you do earlier live?" So I'm like, "You know what? At least those people will be here." But no, I see a lot of even night owl people here that are here at night too, so that's good. Hey, Shantae Handy. Hey, Yada Yada. Tina Hunter. Gilly, what's up, girl? Rayanne. I still wanna find more because I think there is more, but I'll start out the one that I have. Excuse me. Ugh. I think there's more interviews than what I have ready, but I mean, even if we just go watch the few that I have, it'll still be quite a long time. You know what I'm saying? Because 'Cause they're like a half hour. So, I don't even know if I'll need to find any more, but I think there is more because I think they did, like, a bunch after the trial, like different news channels that wanted to interview him. I think I'm gonna start off with hey, did you guys watch the one on Court TV? I think I'm gonna start off with that one because it has both of them. Not together though, they do them like separate, but excuse me, could be on. I definitely do wanna watch the one at Fox, but I already watched that, so I'm gonna save that one for last, and I know a lot of you guys have watched it. Well, at least on my last live, we were talking about it, and at least I don't know, the people I was talking about it with said that they already seen that one, so I'm gonna wait because I did see that one, but we will still maybe watch that. Let's watch the one on Court TV first. Hey, Mama Mia. Oh, I think I do need coffee. Well, I have a half a cup, but oh, excuse me. I drank this half a cup before my appointment this morning, so then it's, like, kinda cold, and I was, like, debating whether I should, ooh, that light makes my I was debating whether I should, make, like, a fresh cup, and I didn't, but I might during the, interview. Wait, what is that? Dabs. Good morning, Dabs. I like your name. Hey, Split Tea, good morning. There's so much to talk about though, guys, like, I don't know if you guys were who was following the Aiden Fucci case because I never got to, upload the Crystal Smith, like, her hearing or whatever. We could still do that sometime. I don't know if you guys have been following that too, the people that are in here, but she got 30 years probation, 5 years. Why did I say 30 years? 30 days. 5 years probation and 30 days served. She only had one credit for 1 day, so she has to basically spend another 29 days in jail. But You got the House of Horror thing going on. Um, what else? There's one other one that I wanted to talk about. Oh, you have the Lori Vallow stuff, but we didn't even make it through, like, half the stuff I wanted to play the other night, with the Lori Vallow because I have so much stuff, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Oh, wait, that's really your nickname? Abadabs. That's so cool. Uh, why does that remind me of, like, Scooby-Doo? I don't know why. Every time I say that, I think of Scooby-Doo, and I don't even think it has anything to do with Scooby-Doo. It's almost like I feel like that's something he like how Scooby-Doo would talk. He'd be like, "Abadabs." I don't know what I'm thinking. Does anybody else when they say that think of Scooby-Doo or not? Or is it just something weird with me? I just wanna know if there's maybe a reason. Hey, Tony. Hey, crochet mama. Oh, maybe it is Flintstones. Scooby Dooby. Maybe it is because Abadab, Scooby Dooby. Yeah, maybe it's like that. Whatever. See, I didn't watch that much Flintstones, so I'm more familiar with like I did like a little bit, but like growing up, Scooby Doo, like every morning we watched Scooby Doo. Actually, I remember it was a lot of the times after we got home from school, we'd watch Scooby Doo too, but I remember in the mornings too. So we'd watch it both times. Um, but yeah, okay. Yabba dabba doo. Wait, what is that from? That's the Flintstones? Is that little saying yabba dabba doo the Flintstones? Hold on. Why do I know that? I mean, well, I guess I did watch enough of them to know. Smurfs, yes! I love the Smurfs. They don't even replay the Smurfs, I feel like, because I don't feel like, when you have the cartoons on for, like, when my nephews were growing up and, Gia, like, I don't ever see that replayed. Do you guys? Or maybe it's just what we're watching different channels. Because I don't think that's one that they've been, like, replaying for other generations for some reason. I could be wrong, but yes, we used to watch the Smurfs too. That's one thing I never watched, Fraggle Rock. I'm sure a lot of people in here are gonna say, "Yeah," though, but I don't know why I didn't. And, like, another popular one, the one that's really popular, we never watched growing up. What is it? Hold on, we talked about it once. It's the one with the puppets, and it's got, like, it's the popular one with the puppets, and it would have, like, people on like, a human on. What's that called? See? I mean, we never watched it, so I don't know really much about it. I mean, I know what it is, but, like, I didn't watch it growing up. It's, like, a real famous one. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? It's the puppet one with it has, like, the Cookie Monster, I think. I think I don't know, I don't even know who's in it because I didn't watch it. Muppets? No. Is it the Muppets? Why don't I think it is there something Sesame Street, yes, that's what I was thinking of, Sesame Street. I never watched that growing up. My mom never put that on. Which is crazy, right? Because you guys probably I mean, I bet you most kids did watch it. So I don't know much about it. I just know there was puppets and stuff, and they would have, like, a human, like, sometimes they'd have, like, maybe, like, a famous person on or something. This is just as an adult seeing, like, an episode here and there afterwards, but growing up, yeah, we didn't watch it. I know, I figured most people did. Most people did. Oh, really? Wow. Well, I'm about to play a court TV. I was gonna start out with their interview with, Alan Landen. It lived in Zoom and Electric Company. Wow, I don't even know what Zoom or the electric company is, Gail. Oh my god. Oh, okay. I don't know what that is. I can't even picture it. And I don't know what that is either. Cherie and Jem? Are you saying hi to somebody or is that a show? You know what I do though? Like for the Flintstones, I never really watched the cartoon much growing up or whatever it was. But when they made the movie, right, with what's his name? I love the guy too that plays Fred. but we didn't really watch that. I guess it just depends what your mom is gonna play for you growing up. She plays Scooby-Doo, we play, like, Looney Tunes, Mickey Mouse, the Monkeys. Do you remember that show? I used to watch that, like, as a kid because I remember watching the Monkeys when I came home from school. For some reason, that was always, like, we would look forward to it. We come home from school and look forward to it, but I remember that mixed with Scooby-Doo, like, so I remember, like, we watching both of those somewhat soon as we got home from school. I don't know if it was when maybe, like, I was in like, maybe not a whole day, I don't know, but the Monkeys, do you guys remember that show? We loved that show growing up as kids, but that was one of the shows that I watched. "Hey, hey, we're the monkeys. People say we monkey around." Do you know that? They had that, "We're too busy" wait, singing, yeah. I used to have, like, the soundtrack. Used to love that, singing on it, yes. I Brady Bunch, we didn't watch Brady Bunch growing isn't that crazy that my mom put on the Monkeys and we watched that, but not Brady Bunch? I watched it as an adult after, but yeah, Monkeys every freaking I don't think we missed a day because it was, like, on at least maybe I'm remembering specific years or whatever, but it was, like, on, like, every day after school, we'd watch it every day. Um, and who so there was, I like the really ugly guy. Now that I'm older, I'm like, "Why did I think he was so cute?" Like, I had a crush on he's, like, really actually the really now as, like, as an adult, he's probably the ugliest one. But it's just weird, like, when you're younger, that's who I like. Now I would like what's his name? His name was it begin with M? He looked kinda like a monkey. He did look like a monkey. I'm not trying to be mean, but he was God, that I'm being so mean. That sounds mean that I just said that. He's not ugly, but, like, as an adult, he's, like, the least attractive to me now. That's all. But I but I had, like no, it's not Peter Tork, it wasn't. Mick or I don't know, but when I had the hugest crush on him, he looked, I think it's Mickey Dolenz. I'm pretty sure. Let me see. Yeah, all I need to see is a picture real quick. I think it's Mickey. Does he kinda look like a monkey in a way? Which is very fitting, huh? I remember studying him. I took, like, a rock and roll, I took a few music classes, like, in college, actually. One was, like, the history of rock and roll or something. Yeah, Mickey, yeah, that's the one I like, girl. I had a huge crush on him growing up. But I took, this class and we studied how the monkeys actually were a show, then they weren't a band first. You guys might already know that. I didn't realize that. I thought they were a band and then they made a show. They made a show and then became a band because of the show. So they just kinda, like, threw them together. They were, like, for the show, and then they were a band, and then they actually put out some albums. So they weren't a band before, but it worked, man. I had their music and everything. Um, because they would always, like, play it during the shows. They would always play some songs, like because 'cause they'd have, like, little music parts or whatever, so, like, you're really familiar with all the music. But yeah. Anyway. Oh, he is? Now when I look back, the little one's the cutest. What's his name? But he's so little. He's short, but he's got a cute face. I think it's the one most people liked, like, would probably had a crush on, the, like, kinda short one. But all of them, now when as an adult, all of them are cuter than Mickey to me. It's just so weird when you're younger. Davy Jones, right? Anyway, alright, we should get started on watching that, huh? But this is fun chat with all no, no, we Hey, do you do ASMR? Did I already ask you that? I love ASMR. I'll have to check out your channel. I mean, do you have videos up? And what kind do you do? I love it. I don't watch it all the time, but, like, I'll go through binges if I'm having trouble sleeping or something or, like, just edgy. I'll just, like, search ASMR and, like, the kind that I like, and then cool. I'll have to check it out. Let me write your name down. ASMR Tingled Pink. I'll check it out. Okay, cool. I usually like ones without talking, but It depends. I can do talking. I think it depends on the voice or something. Like, there's some talking that sometimes bothers me, but then sometimes I can't. It depends. I have found like talking, but normally, so if you do talking, I'm still gonna check you out. But normally, when I check in ASMR, I'll put no talking. That's what I put, ASMR, no talking. But then, there are some times where it'll bring up like talking things, and I'm like, okay, actually that works. So sometimes it does work for me. Um, mm, Nuh-uh, guys, go if you guys like ASMR, go subscribe to ASMR Tingle Pink. We gotta get you to 1,000. Do you have enough watch time hours? You know what I always wonder though about ASMR? Okay, so a lot of people, and if, like, especially like the ones I watch, a lot of people watch them and then they fall asleep to them, right? There's never commercials on the ones like that I watch because like it's really quiet, right? You're listening to ASMR, so very quiet, so you turn it all the way up usually. And if a commercial comes on, it gets really loud. Like the commercial is going to be really loud. So therefore, ASMR channels don't have ads really usually. So how do ASMR channels get ad revenue? I always wonder that because it's not a genre that really allows ads, if that makes sense. Because people want to go like relax to it and the ad gets really loud. Like I said, they want to turn it up. So how is there something that YouTube works with you guys through that? I always wonder because if any ASMR channel I have on, no ads, and I always thank God because it would be like, woo, like you'd be like falling asleep or like have it up really loud and ads are like, ah. There's got to be some way that they work with you for that because it's almost like ASMR can't really have ads to be successful or you're not going to be able to really keep people if you have ads. So there has to be something they got to do for you guys. Or maybe it's easier for you guys to get sponsors or something. So I don't know. I always wonder, or maybe you could just use the ads that like don't come, they're just like pop up in the what is that called? The roll. I should know this. The ads that just come across the screen and don't say anything. Maybe you could do those. But I bet you guys have easier time getting sponsors or something. I always wonder that. I'm like, dude, that like I mean, there has to be a way that YouTube's making it right with them. Cause I mean, that would be a lot of work trying to think of different things. And then a lot of ASMR, you have to buy like different props to like for different sounds. And yeah, huh, okay. No, I haven't changed my eyebrows, but I don't have my filler on in. Remember I told you the only makeup I wear, I don't have anything on right now. Sometimes I'll wear like mascara or I'll just put like my mom got me like because right here, I don't even know. One eyebrow it like goes because it doesn't grow right there. Because there was like a scar there once and then it just doesn't grow. So my mom started like, oh, let's fill that in. So then like sometimes I'll use that pencil and make them like if I do one side, I got to do the other side. So it looks like sometimes they might look thicker. This is me with just what they really look like. I don't know. But no, they're not different. Do they look too thin? I can't help it. They don't grow. That's all they grow really. I used to have thick eyebrows too. And then English high school my English high school teacher was the awesomest teacher. I was so bad. I was like the class clown. I was just such a bad like I did good and I always did good like grades. That's why I got away with it. But I was just like such like a class clown type. Anyway, but I loved her. She was so awesome. She was like younger. And so she used to swear to God, she would take me up during class because I had really thick eyebrows. I'm Italian. I don't anymore. I don't know where they went, but so she would take me because I never was like a makeup person. I was very like natural. I didn't like at that time I didn't pluck my eyebrows. I didn't know. I just like was me or whatever. So she's like, "Girl, let me show you what I do with my eyebrows. We gotta take." So she would have me sit in her desk up there like during class, and she taught me how to do this. So she would like cut my eyebrows with scissors, like pluck them, and then she would like put like brush them up and like cut them so they're shorter. I don't know. She just like do my eyebrows. Oh, she was so awesome though, and I was so bad in her class, but like she turned it around where she participated. So then She, like, let me kinda be myself, but, like, made it, like, more organized. I don't know how to explain it, but I love her. I'm just friends with her on Facebook still, so sometimes we still keep in touch, but, anyway, so yeah, she taught me, and she taught me how to kinda, like, whatever my eyebrows, so but now, like, they're just they're not thick anymore. I don't know. This is what I got. I guess age or something. Um, it's not it's just this part. Why can't I see which side if they don't like in the mirror there's this one that's like it doesn't grow right. I think it's this. I don't know, it will not grow and I had like a scar there once. You can't really see the scar anymore, but I think that's why it doesn't grow. It might be this one. I can't tell. It's one of them and it just goes like it's weird. But anyway, so yeah. Do you think they're bad like this? Like, without putting them like, cause I usually, like, put the filler only like, I don't usually I mean, I don't wear it that much, but usually for my lives just because, like, the lights, like, make it do you think they look okay without it though, honestly, or are they too thin? I can't help it, they don't grow anymore, but it is what it is. I think it's old age or something. Anyway, okay, so put I grew my brow back with castor oil, oh, okay. Huh. Oh, hi, Crime Doll. Okay, okay. I'll try not to talk loud. I'll try not to, like, raise my voice too high. Aw, thanks, my love, and thank you, Alyssa. Okay. I think what happened, when, like, I got you would pluck them like, before, people when she taught me how to do it and then, like, everybody was having them kinda thinner or whatever, so, like, she would taught me how to, like, take care of them, and I did it, and then now that I just wanna grow like, the last few years, it's like, I don't need like, let's come on, I want my eyebrows back, they just they're gone. So, I don't know, I'm not that worried about it, but I think that's what happened, but the thing is but I'm glad she taught me because they would have been like You know, I didn't do anything with them because I didn't even think to. She's the one like, "Girl, you gotta take care of your eyebrows." Anyway, um, yeah, definitely. Let me go subscribe to you. Here, let me do it before I forget ASMR. Tingled Pink. Okay, let me look you up. Hopefully it'll let me I hate when there's like you try to look somebody up and they don't come up. Let's see if that's your problem. There are some uh channels that I have trouble, like, when I type them in, they don't come up, and I don't know why. Let's see, Tingle with Pink. Yeah, there you are, okay. I'm gonna subscribe. Whoa, you're close to your 1,000, you have 800 and some, but are you close to your watch time, though? How close are you to that? I don't know if you probably already answered me. But how though? Mine's not coming back. Don't like I'll just get like a random 1 or 2 where I can't just the problem is I've tried to just keep those, but because they're not all coming back, it makes it look so stupid that I have to pluck 'em because it'll just be like some where they used to come, I'll get like maybe 1, 2, or 3 or something, and that's it. So then it just looks like they need plucked. Does that make sense? So like I'll let it I've tried. I was just like I've let it go and I'm like, "You know what? Let it go, maybe that'll be enough," and then it just looks so stupid where it looks like, "Oh, you need to pluck those couple," so then I end up plucking 'em. But anyway, yay, Mike! Oh my god, your first live and we're talking like plucking eyebrows and stuff, girl stuff. I'm sorry. You're probably like, what did I get myself into?" Uh, oh, Angela, thank you. So can I just say your laugh is the best. Thank you for your dedication, and I'm so proud of all you have overcome and done. Don't ever forget how awesome you are, Zap. My eyebrows look like woolly worms. They were my pets. Oh my god, thank you. Wait, is that you on the picture? Is that you? Thank you for the super chat and your nice, kind words. Aw. But the good thing with thick eyebrows, you pluck them. You could always get rid of them. But with thin ones, you can't get them back. I mean, I guess there are some tricks I could try, but, um oh, yay, Tammy. Hey, Maurice, what's up? Got Debbie, Andrea, wow. Over yeah. Aw, you're like wink. I love your picture. I overplucked my eyebrows recently. Got them microbladed. Best decision. What is microbladed? Because I thought I knew what it was, this was, like, last year, and I, like, bought this stuff that I thought and then we were talking about it live, and it was, like, something no, it wasn't what I was thinking. What is it? Micro like, they were describing it, and I still can't fully understand, but it's not what I thought it was. Let me look it up again. Is it getting rid of them or is it putting them on? Yeah, it's tattooing them, right? Yeah. Right? Wow. Okay, you guys are saying, yeah. Um, yeah, that's how mine is. Yeah, we're watching it. We're chatting. We are ageless beauty. I was just chatting with everybody for a minute because there's some people I haven't got this. I don't get to chat with because it's a different time. I'm on way earlier than I normally am. The only time I'm usually on this early is if there's a trial I'm covering. But yeah, let's do it. And I'll be in chatting. So when we watch, okay, let's do the court TV one first. Uh, oh, thank you, Tennessee. I'm nervous to get a tat. I know it's not permanent though. I know it eventually does. It's not like a permanent, right? It's semi-permanent. Um, I'm nervous though, because what if you change your mind? Wait. Oh yeah, okay. All right, I'll bring up I'm gonna do court TV like I said first, and then we'll go from there. Okay, hold on. I emailed me all of them. Let's do Oh, I also wanna watch the court TV with, Letitia's lawyer. He does an interview with Court TV. Have you guys seen that? So we'll watch that too. Okay, so let's do this one first. Hold on, guys. You know what? I'm gonna bring it up on on my other one on this computer and share it from this computer real quick. 1 second. All right. So I haven't watched this one yet, guys. So this will be my first. I like doing that. Like watching stuff with you guys first time. Okay. Gannon. It makes it so much more I don't know, like, I'm not just sitting there by myself watching. Oh, I don't have much of a social life. You guys are my social life, and Juliet. I get to see her once a month, which is awesome. We try to like, plan, like, usually, like, a week at a time, but I don't know, now she got a job, it might not be as maybe, like, a few days at a time, but we have been seeing each other every month, which hopefully we'll still be able to do that, but that's, like, the only time I really get out. So, you guys are, like, kinda like my social life. Is that sad or no? Oh, well, it is what it is. Alright, so, we got ooh, why is it hold on a second. Here, let me actually go back into it because sometimes it does that, and it's just if you go back in hold on, let me try it again. Yeah, see, I just went back in and it's fine. Okay. Computers are weird sometimes. Alright. Let's do it.
Um, I just want to first start off with
You could hear, right?
that very impactful
Whoa.
statement, the impact statement that you gave yesterday, where you really poured your heart out, and it seemed like you let everything that she'd possibly been holding in for a long time when it came to the defendant sitting there. Can you talk about how you found the strength to sit there day in and day out in the trial with the defendant just a few feet away?
And as you guys know, as anybody, not just a parent, you would have anger sitting there, especially with someone that is so emotionless. But Gannon was my reminder. He wouldn't want me to mess up his story. So I feel like I know he was there with me, and I had to get it out. Didn't feel like I needed to practice. I just needed to get it out. And I could have said some harmful things, and that would have taken away from who Gannon is. And so he allowed me to get through it.
Would it have made any difference if the judge had allowed you to address her directly?
Well, I wrote out the paper actually directly to her, and then Claudia, my victim's advocate lady, who was wonderful, she told me, she said, you have to direct it to the judge. So as you probably heard with my statement, I said you a lot, and then I had Tisha capitalized. And so there was a lot of portions where it was directed her in a way. But I had a lot of emotions, and it was very fluctuable in that time frame. I had anger. I wanted her to hear it. Didn't know if I'd ever have the opportunity to say those things, but at least she heard it. I don't care how she reacts. And I think that's how Gannon would have liked to be portrayed as well.
You said she was emotionless.
Yes.
Throughout the entire thing. Were you wanting to see something from her?
It would have been nice, but I kind of prepared myself with help of the DA team and victims advocacy and we've all seen the stunts that she's done throughout this thing. So I kind of prepared my thinking for what could possibly happen, what could not possibly happen. And when I seen her within the first week, I felt like, and when Harley got up there, and it was the same way, that's what I knew it would be to the end. So
you mentioned in your victim impact statement that she had everyone fooled.
She did.
We're talking about her fooling everyone, so many people that were in her sphere. Is there anything looking back now in retrospect that you think that's what that was? Any red flag that you can think of now that you know everything that you know?
When knowing Tisha for quite some time, like she was a friend to me in a sense. She taught with me, so that I couldn't say that there were red flags. There were times where I did not see her in the picture. Normally she was always someone that was always involved. And then there was like a short period where she wasn't. And I was a little concerned, but not to the effect that I ever imagined that any of this would ever have happened. I trusted her.
When you say not involved, do you mean not involved with the kids or with communicating with you the way she had?
She wasn't in the picture. It was like she wasn't there. And it went from me talking to her strictly about everything, flights, childcare, school, what their grades are, holidays. We would, if they had them, we would always like interchange, and it just stopped. And so I was a little concerned, but nothing to the impact of what actually happened ever. And I've always kind of looked back and wanted to see if there were signs, and I can't say that there were any. She was someone I trusted. Like I could, when I was in the hospital with my daughter, like we talked on the phone, and we would even say we loved each other, because we had to get past some things that had happened earlier in our lives, but it was nothing like this by no means. And Gannon never would have shown it anyways. Like he would always tell me I love everybody, and he would ask to talk to her, and I just don't understand the amount of love that someone could have individually. Gannon, myself, and I know Al, and then she took it for granted. So
was there a certain point after you learned he was missing that, well, let me ask you about when you first heard he was missing. Did it cross your mind that it could have been Letitia?
Oh yeah, right at the first. I received a phone call from Tisha saying that something about Gannon had accidents, and I'm going to fix this. Gannon did not have accidents anymore. He outgrew that. He was on medicines that caused constipation, and he was supposed to take medicines to fix that. And so I just don't understand the misconception of that whole thing.
It sounds like you said that initially when you heard that he was missing that you suspected Letitia.
Yes, because she acted funny. Because I hadn't talked to her. Like that was a time period that she wasn't in the picture, and I hadn't talked to her. And so she called me on Gannon's phone. And through the court process, I was the only one that she called on Gannon's phone. And that really hurt because I knew it was another jab. And I begged her to look for my child on the phone call. I talked to her every 2 hours, and it was just weird. Something about a candle. I looked for Gannon, and then she was supposed to pick me up from the airport, her and Harley. We were supposed to do this together. And just the things that just didn't make sense. I was a little off on maybe she had something to do with this, but not to the extent of taking his life. I thought that maybe she had done something to get somebody's attention, to be the hero at the end, but not to take Gannon.
Tell me about what you do to keep Gannon's memory alive, especially for his siblings.
Pictures and videos. So I encourage anybody that has a family member, always capture every moment. I do think my daughter, she's 4, she was 18 months when all of this happened, and she talks about Gannon all the time. And had I not had videos and memories of his voice and just not still videos, she would just have to rely on others. And I have one of our neighborhood representatives in Lorson Ranch. They had got us a Build-A-Bear, and it had Gannon's voice in it as well. And so before Nova and Lena, when I have her, they press the button, and he says, "I love you so much." So I do that, and then I have a tattoo on my arm of him. Some days I can talk about him, some days I can't, because there is a story with Gannon, his smile, his faithfulness, and just being able to talk about him has changed my life. So I can only imagine what it can do to others. And if it can change one person's perspective of how they think or how they would love their loved ones, it's worth it all to me. So with my journey, you would just have to make sure that you have an open communication, and just being involved. I mean, just trying to pay attention to every sign. And as I look back, you try to look for signs. But people that are going through custody battles, you have to keep your child in mind. Sometimes we have human reactions. We all get angry when we have children involved or just one child. But what I would do is just make sure that you keep your child involved. And then if you can have open communication with the other partner, it's much easier. Because if your best interest is for your children, she's going to thrive, they are going to thrive, your children are going to thrive. And just make sure you have an open line of communication, not only with that spouse or significant other, but with your children. And to me, to have my daughter to come tell me, I'm having a great day, or, something happened, or if she feels like she's being bullied, which that's only happened once, and it was very minor, she can come tell us. And it was just, she wanted everybody to be her friend, and one person she didn't think was her friend, so she considered it bullying. But her coming to me, it meant a lot, and she does the same thing for her father. And just having faith as well, and just never stop. Your children are worth fighting for. So I guess I would leave it as that. To me, they're a gift from God. You can learn from your children as much as your children can learn from you.
One real quick question. Is there anything that Letitia could share, information that you want about Gannon that you think she hasn't shared yet?
I don't really want her to share the process. I think we all know, based upon the timeline, that I think Kevin Love, or Kevin, I can't remember his last name, Kevin, he made, I think we're very clear of what happened. I think what's left for her to say is, "I'm sorry." And she doesn't know it to me. She owes it to Gannon. And if she does that, we can start a healing process, or forgiveness process. And that's all I want her to do, is to say, "I'm sorry." So. them. And that's for the world, because there's so many people that are invested, their time, their life, their family. That's a simple gesture, 3 words. That's all.
I just mentioned the community here in Colorado Springs, Al. I mean, it's amazing the way that we've seen them come out and support you all as a family. Are there any stories over the past 3.5 years that would surprise us about how people have shown their support? I know I talked to a woman from Rhode Island who flew in just for the trial, just to support you all. They've had posters and flowers. Anything you can share?
I think based on what the world knows, I don't think there's anything that would surprise the world about this community. From day one, it was a community effort. From the very moment that he was reported missing, as we know now, that wasn't the truth, but in that moment, you saw what the community is capable of. And I have said all along that the thoughts and prayers of those in this community and across the country, and I've even found out around the world, those have sustained us and those have got us through. I don't know, especially in the early days, I don't know where we would have been without the true support of the community. So, and I've said all along that truly was a sustaining factor for me and then in turn for Lena. I don't want to speak for Lena, but I would assume for her as well, to help us get through those early days. People opening their house, food being delivered, just what you think. So often we hear so many stories of how people are divided through this. This community has been unified, especially our neighborhood. It really started there. I spoke in church one time about driving down one of the main roads adjacent to our neighborhood.
The Fountain?
Well, yeah, so there's Mark Scheffel, but I think it was Powers I was on, which is the next road up. The next main road up, and I happened to be on a hill and I could see my neighborhood. I'd already moved out, but it was like just a blue glow from all the people that had changed their front porch lights to the blue lights or whatever, and it just was a signal of a lifeline, a signal of support from the community. And I can't say it enough. I those early days, that's what got us through, because just I don't know if you're a parent, but all the parents that I've come in contact with, they're always so heartfelt and saying, like, I can't imagine what you're going through. And looking back, I can't understand how we made it through, but for the support of the community and of course God sustaining us as well. So
Talking about those early days, those phone calls, I know you said we didn't even listen to the half of it in court, but hearing you keeping your composure and talking to her before she was arrested, before she knew that she was under suspicion, but you're still having to tell her she's a good mom. You're still having to say those things to her to try and get as much information. I think all of us were shocked that you were able to get through those calls. But can you take us behind the scenes? What was it like when you hit the mute button? If you were talking to the FBI, what were you using to keep going with those conversations?
So, and I don't want to get into too much into the weeds, but there have been other situations of far less gravity than, of course, losing Gannon. There have been other situations throughout our relationship where I had to, do a similar thing where, hey, something might have happened, something fairly inconsequential, but, had to get to the bottom of something. And I think she referenced that as one of those phone calls.
Okay, yeah, I do have to stop it a little bit to add some commentary, so I just don't want to just play it straight through. Oh, hi, good morning, Lucia. I won't stop it for very long. Just amazing parents, they're both very well spoken and just very you could tell very loving and that they really love their kids. And yeah, Al had a job that took him away from his family a lot, but I don't think that it doesn't mean he didn't love his kids. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like the way they speak, at least, of course I'm not there to experience what they actually do, but I feel like they're just amazing parents as far as how they love their kids and how they're very in touch with their kids and stuff. I don't know. I really respect them. Oh, thanks, relax your mind. Yeah. It's just so and Gannon seemed like he was just such a special little guy, like just so loving and so like I swear this was the case where s- correct me if I'm wrong, but this was the case where we heard that he offered so Letitia could stay sleeping a little bit longer, like, "Oh, I'll take the dogs out so you could, stay sleeping." Didn't she say that? I think Letitia even said that, right? Sorry, I'm like, sometimes I'm researching a bunch of multiple cases, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure that story was with Gannon. So cute. Like, what little kid? What, like 10, 11? I know he was 11, but I don't know how old he was when that happened. But let's say what 11-year-old would do that? Like, to get up in the morning, offer to take the dogs out so their stepmom can sleep a little bit longer. I mean, how precious is that? I don't know why that story just sticks with me because that's very cute and like it's not that heard of with somebody like at that age that is willing to like do that. I don't know. I just thought that was so cute. And just even Letitia saying those things about Gannon, like how special he is in that interview. Like she knew that. She knew he was just like this amazing little kid that was probably going to grow up to be just something special, you know? It's just so sad. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Just so cute. He's just so freaking cute. He was just but I guess, like Landon says, he did do something with his life, but man, I just feel like he would have done like great things. He would have been made some kind of difference because but he did. But it's just sad that it had to happen like this. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'll continue.
Calls is like you're always playing FBI agent or something, not knowing I was actually sitting there with the FBI, of course. But so yeah, kind of as I testified to, kind of staying in character of FBI agent or however you want to look at it. Yeah, it was tough. It was tough not to lose my cool. I did say a few things I'm not proud of in those moments. And I asked for forgiveness, to people that had to hear it. They're like giving me the grace considering the circumstance. But it is a little humbling to hear some of the things I said in the moment. But considering what was going on, I am thankful that I was able to keep my cool because I feel like it was fruitful. There was kernels of truth of what we found out later, some things that she mentioned in those phone calls that turned out to be, good hard evidence. So when I speak about people questioning me, I might not have been out there arm in arm with some of the people searching through the fields and stuff like that. I did a little bit of that, but my role, as I said in my statement, was trying to get into her mind and just any part I could help and get knowledge of really where Gannon was. That's all that mattered. At that point, we just wanted to find him. And that was my goal. And that helped me as well, focusing on that Gannon was the focus of it.
When it was weeks later, did you still have hope that you would still find him alive? And what were some of the scenarios, knowing that you hadn't seen him? Letitia seemed to not be sharing any good information at the time. Did you have scenarios about what you hoped was the reality?
So draw on a few different specific things that happened. And I don't want to answer a question with a question, but I think the world heard the judge say, and I already answered another question with this. One of the very first phone calls, I was asked, I think it came through in a text from Tisha about they're asking for his dental records. So that was like day 0 or day 1, however you want to phrase it, that they're already asking for some way to identify him. So yes, I kept hope until the moment I was notified that they found his body and his remains in Florida. I kept hope alive. But also then that moment when they asked to bring the toothbrush and a shoe or article of clothing, whatever it happened to be, I don't remember, but I remember the toothbrush specifically. That was monumental. And I don't think we got to hear this in the trial, but the reason I took the toothbrush down was because that capital F again, I'm the dad, I'm the father, I'm going to go down and take this down. I think they asked her to actually take it down, and I took it from her or asked her to give it to me. Nothing confrontation was that I'm going to take this down because I want to be at the front of whatever's going on to find this little boy. And then I talk about hope. I asked his mom, she was going to the store that day or the next day. I said, hey, why don't you go buy another toothbrush so that when Gannon comes home, he has a toothbrush. That's a little bit behind the scenes, but yeah, that is, I think I had a feeling the entire time, but there was always that hope. You never lose hope, right?
Absolutely. Was there ever a moment where you hoped that she was telling the truth, or felt like she actually was telling the truth? Because it seemed that she was off top the suspect, that there wasn't really anyone else that was being looked for other than the names that she was throwing out there. But if I can back it up just a bit, because I know you mentioned that you've had to have those phone calls with her on other non-consequential things. Were there any red flags with her that you see now, looking back at your life with her as your wife?
So I'm going to say, so you asked two questions, and I'm not trying to go back to court here, but first one was about when I first knew, and talk about being the suspect. So the suspect part, I'm going to leave that to the authorities. That's their lane. I think I was pretty clear in both my testimony and my statement that when I went to look for that Volkswagen Tiguan at the school where she told me it was, that was really the point in time when it shifted for me, wholeheartedly shifted. And then from there, I think you know the rest of the story, but that's really when it shifted for me. You know, I already answered the red flag question too in a different way, but I go, I won't say moment by moment, but each and every day, I don't leave things undone. I don't leave stones unturned. And if I can't get to it today, then I'm going to get to it tomorrow. And some people confuse that for me being a little bit too type A sometimes. But as you talk about red flags, I don't have any regrets about that relationship. I think I was clear that relationship also was coming to an end. And you can take that for whatever it means, but nothing that ever happened in that relationship or my relationship with Gannon's mom equals a dead child. So people, and I understand people like to do that, ask about red flags, and I'm not dogging you. That's a great question. But I'm not going to rip myself apart because somebody murdered my child. Nothing that happened in my entire life equals that little boy getting that treatment. So.
Absolutely. And in no way would that have put any blame on you, and didn't intend that with that question, because I think it's natural for people to want to figure out why when something this devastating happens. Sure. I know that must be a question for you all as well. I want to ask you a question that we also get from people who are watching this about trust, because we did speak to Landen earlier today, and she said it'd be very difficult for her to ever trust someone again. And we saw you and your beautiful wife there giving those victim impact statements yesterday. And it's so wonderful to see that you all have this new family unit. You told Letitia that you weren't the glue. Can you talk about, for those who may be going through something similar, or they watch this and their trust is diminished a bit, how did you build that trust up again if you felt like you lost it in people?
I think we put the blame where the blame's due. First of all, I think the trust was ripped away by a specific person. So for me to take that out on the rest of the world is unjust and unfair, first of all. Second of all, chance to share a little bit of our story. I met my wife through tragedy in both of our lives. So when you talk about trust, from what other way could I trust a person? And I had those same questions. How can I ever get into a long-term serious relationship again? Would I be able to? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Then along comes my way someone who's also lost a child in a tragic fashion. So I think that answers the question for herself, that she understands, and I understand the level of trust and the level of difficulty it would be to develop a new relationship considering what we've been through. And we'll sum it up with our motto, which is through tragedy we will triumph, and we are every single day. She brings joy into my life, and we are winning.
You showed a picture during your victim impact statements of Gannon holding the sign that said, I think I am a future soldier. What were some of the traits and characteristics that you saw in him already at 11 that you know would have been in him as an adult?
Oh, I think he just had a heart for people. And one theme, and I've carried that into, my family now, but kindness. Just love and kindness is something that I tried to instill into Gannon and Elena at a very early age. And most of that was directed toward one another. I basically mandated that they be together coming home from the school bus or whatever situation, but just so that they'd understand the importance of people. I think the carpet incident is a great example of how I knew that was, just lack of a better word, a bunch of crap, because my children knew that people are the most important thing to me. We can get new carpet, we can get new games, we can get new houses. We can't get new people. And that's something I said to them often, and I say it still to my family today. The way we treat one another is what defines us. And that was a defining characteristic of Gannon. And I don't think he would have changed much. Yeah, he would have gone through his teenage and junior high years that, we've talked about, that everybody goes through that. But his demeanor was just of love and kindness. And I think coming from a father, you'd expect that. But I think you've heard enough from the rest of the world that knew him to corroborate what I'm saying. So
I loved how you talked about the changes in what he called you
Oh.
and how that does change as we get older, and it would have come full circle again. One of my last questions has to do with something you also said in your victim impact statements about what you don't know and what the defendant has never shared, and that's your son's last words. Can you talk about that, and also what else, if anything, you wish she would share, even though I understand you want to be as far disconnected from her as possible?
So I think through life experiences, and I think a lot of us can understand this, I've accepted the fact that there's some things I may never know, and she may never share, such as the truth, such as what she actually did. I think the judge spoke about the possible order of events. Anyone connected to this case directly, I would assume, and I know I have played that in my mind, how it happened, what happened, his last breath, his final words. I think it's safe to assume I may never get that information. So once again, back to the poem I referenced, that I am the captain of my soul. Do I let that poison my soul that I'll never know what my son's last words were, or how he took his last breath, or those things? No. I would not be the man I claim to be if I let that ruin me. Do I want to know? Absolutely. Does it weigh me down? I think it comes in waves, but I won't let it control me and overtake me. I expect to never talk to her again. I expect to never get those answers, whether she gives it to me or anyone. I think her demeanor kind of shows that she's not really remorseful, as the judge said. So, I think that's where I'm at with it, and that's where we're going to be.
The last one has to do with what may come next. You've mentioned it, that you don't really want to have anything to do with her, and we understand from her attorney she plans to appeal. Is that something you won't be paying attention to at all, or showing up for if it does go to court again?
I think we'll cross that bridge when we get there. This was enough for me, just from the emotions and the weight of it, but also for the result. She has every right to appeal and every right to do how she sees fit moving forward. But the judge said the mountain of evidence is equal to Mount Everest. And I think that, for me, is what I needed to hear. I knew that, but to hear the judge say it and the jury's decision, I think I'm at peace with where we're at. So I may or may not. I don't know. Like I said, we'll cross our bridge when we get to it.
Can I get you to say whatever you'd like about Judge Werner? Because I know you keep referencing his statements there at the end. Anything you want to say just about him as a officiant over this process?
I am overly pleased with his fairness. as of it, I tried to be as objective as possible and kind of take myself out of the emotions of it. And if there was an objection from one side or the other, I tried to reason through it, with objectivity, of course. And I think he did about a fair job as a judge could do. Never been through this, so I have nothing to compare it to, but I'm very pleased because if you followed the case, there was objections and different arguments on both sides, and it never seemed that he was partial one way or the other from my perspective. So I'm very happy with the job he did. So.
Okay, hold on one second. Yeah, well, that my text didn't finish. Shoot. Yeah. Anyway, Crumb Cares, yeah, get a hold of me. I was so surprised. So you guys don't ever use. Well, I actually know it's fair use, so I'm definitely gonna fight it. I just tried to give her a chance to retract it because I think she'll get a strike if she retracts it, and you know what I'm saying? Like she just needs to. It's definitely fair use. It's commentary. It's like that's what fair use is all about. That's what it protects, like things like that. I didn't steal any of her video. I read one of her letters, or maybe two of her letters, plus two other letters, added commentary. Didn't know how to get a hold of her, but clearly said in the video it was a letter to Kit Kat. I thought her name she used to go by Kit Kat. And I was like, I'm trying to get a hold of her. I couldn't find her channel. And I was like, she's really cool. She used to come to my channel. But I can't get a hold of her. And I would try to type in Kit Kat. Nothing would come up. So that was like 3 years ago. So I thought she probably just took down her channel. I mean, there's a lot of people that had a channel 3 years ago that don't anymore. So that's what I figured. Because I didn't get those letters from her channel. I got them in a Facebook group. And I was very clear about that. But anyway, so somebody must have told her. So she reached out in my comments and I was like, oh my God, Kit, there you are. Acted like she was so cool. I said, do you want to come up and it's on panel sometime and share your experience, talking with Letitia? I love to email me. My email's in my about page. And for some reason, I could not find her email in the about page. She had Twitter. She had all these other links, but not her email. I'm like, where the heck's her email? So I was trying to contact her in a thread. I'm like, I can't find her email. Email me so we could set something up. She kept ignoring me. And then it's like 3 days ago, I got a strike. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be. And if you read her about page, it's like, oh, I'm here for the victims and only the victims. But I don't think you would want to share information. So it's not like she's trying to keep these letters private because she shares them too. So wouldn't you want to share the stuff? Like if you're for the victims and you want it to get out, wouldn't you want people to hear? You know what I'm saying? To hear the stuff because you're sharing them. You want people to hear it. You just don't. You only want you to be able to do it. Wouldn't you want, if you're really for the victims, wouldn't you want everybody to be able to, as many people? I'm flattered when people use clips of mine. Even if they don't even ask me permission, I could care less. Use it up. I use news clips. Kat uses news clips. Karma sucks, but you're using news clips too. You're doing the same thing. So, and I didn't even use a clip from hers. I just read a freaking letter that was addressed to her. And then when I did find her channel, I linked it. I linked it in the description. I used WTAFs and that's what I say, if I had a problem, why would I linked WTFs because I knew how to find them. I didn't know how to find Kit until she contacted me and then I linked it. But I even said WTF. I had them link. Go subscribe because I love WTIF. Anyway, it's just, yeah, I got a strike. Wait, you got a strike after she was okay with it? Did she strike you too? Yeah, so don't ever yeah, she's not a team player, so just stay away from like anything with her. And like I was like, come on up on panel. Like I was, that'll help get your channel out there. Oh, I would love to. I think her whole intention was, I don't know what her intention was because she never did it. So she acted like it. Yeah. I'm really mad. It was before my open panel live. It was that night I got that strike. So I was very like preoccupied. It was just upsetting. I felt like almost like betrayed. I just felt like, oh, like a stab in the back because I thought we were all cool, but oh well. So yeah, so I gave her a chance to retract. I'm like, "You retract it, I won't put it back up because the strike, it's not that important to me. I'd rather not have a strike on my channel." And I said, "So if you retract it, I'll take the video down." It's so when you get a strike, they automatically take it down, so it's not up anymore. It's down. But if she would retract it, then it would go back up. And I promised her, I said, "This is my word. If you retract it, I'll take it down, even though I 100% believe it's fair use and I'm in the right, but it's not worth getting a strike on my channel. So, hey, I'll take it down." Just ignoring it. So I'm going to have to fight it. I'm not getting a strike on my channel for something that's 100% fair use. No, they don't. They don't. They don't evaluate. So anybody could really do it. And then it's up to us to fight them. And like back in the day when I was a new YouTuber, I've gotten like 2 strikes in my day, I think. One was like, remember when I don't know if you guys were there for the Chris Watts, I live streamed the reels, like it was a TV, it was a show, a series on TV, and they did like a Chris Watts special, and I live streamed it. But I thought I'd be okay because I went on an hour before, I flipped it around in commercials and talked, which, but I was kind of new to YouTube, so I was a little bit afraid, didn't know how it worked. So I never fought any of the strikes back then. But now that I'm aware of my rights and I'm aware of how it works, I will if I know that I'm in my right. You know what I'm saying? So I probably would have fought that back then if I was more experienced. But yeah, no, I know like that what I did was like 100% fair use. So yeah, I'm gonna fight it. So, but I just thought I'd give her a chance to just so it doesn't go that far, but she won't respond back. Yeah, her name's Kit Kat, but she changed her name. I think it used to be Kit Kat, and then it changed to Kit. Crime Curious, did her channel used to be Kit Kat? Because like originally when I was trying to look for her so I could link it, I was looking up Kit Kat. I'm like, because that's just what, and even on the letter it says Kit Kat. That's what went by, right? So then when she reached out and then I saw it was Kit, and then people said she changed it. So I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if she changed her whole channel or just her name, but it's Kit now, and it used to be Kit Kat. Yeah. So yeah, not a team player, guys. So just stay. I would stay away from. Well, I don't know. Do whatever you want. I'm talking about just like don't use her letters or whatever because you'll get a strike. Well, no, you could fight it. Yeah, it's fair. I mean, because you're allowed to read a letter. I mean, look what YouTube is. Think about like all these big channels. You have reaction videos. Like mine would fall under reaction. It would fall under commentary, education. No, maybe not educate. Maybe education because we're kind of trying to learn. Letitia, news report, kind of. I mean, it could fall under all of those. Entertainment. But I am gonna go with, I mean, it's commentary, it's a reaction type thing. I mean, think about YouTube is all of that. That's what you do. Like most of it, you're using things and you're reacting. You have a whole genre of freaking YouTubers that react by using other people's content to react. I didn't even use their content. I read a letter and gave her full credit, said, "Hey, this is to Kit Kat," never said it was to me. I mean, I don't understand. So yeah, it's like that's what YouTube is. That's why you're allowed Kit. That's why you're allowed to put news clips on your channel without getting a strike. That's why. And that's even more that would be less like that would be more like risky of, oh, is it fair use? Even if it is, if you add stuff. But I didn't even use any of her video. I just read a letter in my own voice. Didn't use anybody's video. So it's just funny. It's funny. Um yeah, I know. I know. So that's why I gave her a chance. I explained all that and I said, you just if you want to retract it, because I don't know what happens if when I fight it and I win, and I don't know if that goes against her channel. I was trying to give her a chance to like retract it so it doesn't go against hers, but I don't know. She's just ignoring me. So, oh well. Anyway, and then I had like people coming over attacking me, and I don't, and it, and now I know. I was wondering. I'm like, is it like people for her? Because like this one person was like going at me, going at me, going at me about other things, and then finally at the very end of it, she brings that up about me using Kit's letter. I'm like, oh, now I know why. But I'm like, no, me and Kit are cool. So I don't think, and then now, yeah, I guess it probably is people coming over from her channel. It's like, what the heck, dude? I thought she was so cool. I even said she's so cool. She used to come over to my channel. I don't know. I'm just so disappointed. I thought she was a cool girl. Wait, Andrea, are you a lawyer? I have a lawyer that I already have here. I have another lawyer behind the scenes that's gonna help me like behind. And then, hey, I'll get as much help as I want. I mean, not I didn't mean it like that. Like if you could even help give me tips on different things with copyright, email me. Oh, you're not a lawyer? But what do you mean copyright permission? I know. I didn't want to say anything until because I didn't want to like sit there and talk about it, but the fact that she's just flat out ignoring me, I just can't. I just don't understand. Like like if she would have just contacted me, the right thing would have been, okay, well, the right thing is just like share it. Come on, be a team player for the victims. But okay, if you really don't want to, like, why wouldn't she have contacted me personally and said, Tiff, can you take the video down? I would have. But instead, she goes behind my back and strikes me instead of just coming to me man to man and asking me to take it down. Like, that just shows you the mentality. Like, it just shows you a lot about her. She could have just asked me and I would have said yes, even though, just because I wouldn't have wanted the issue, so I would have just said yes. But instead, she's going to strike. And strike it's the worst thing you could do. And people barely do it. They'll claim a lot. A lot of people will copyright claim, which means uh, any like ad revenue you make, they get it all, but it doesn't go against your channel. Strike is like the worst thing you could do, and people rarely do that anymore because it's like you have this mutual respect between creators. Like when I first started, people did it more, but I think now as more people or like getting channels, they realize like you have this respect, and if you really want to be that way, then just claim it. Then you go ahead, you get the ad revenue. But striking, I feel like it's like karma too. It's like how bad it sucks to get a strike on your channel. You know what I'm saying? It really sucks. So it's like as a creator to creator, you know that, so you wouldn't want to do that to another creator. It's just this mutual respect. No matter how much you might not like that person, you know that you're going to be using clips, and you're going to be, especially, I mean, she does. It's just with true crime, we're going to be having to use people's news clips. It's just that's the thing. And I get claimed a lot through news channels, but I'll take that. Even these big news channels, they don't strike, they claim, but most of them are really cool and they don't do anything. Like, because they're good team players. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that, like, it's just, if you're really for the victims, like, why would you even care? It's just so messed up. Oh, are you serious? Thank you for telling me that. Thank you, because I could see I might have done that sometime. I actually reached out to her when her channel first, I actually had a mod reach out to her for me because I think she was already chatting with her when her channel first started, to ask her if she wanted to come on because she was doing a case that I was covering at the time. I forget what case it was, but so we basically asked her if she wanted to come on and talk about it, and she said no. She said she doesn't go on other people's channels. She's like, nope. So basically, she's said that she will, almost seems like she'll never go on another person's channel. Nope. How she worded it. You know what I'm saying? Like she doesn't do any collabs or like guests. But yeah, okay, thanks. Because I did not know that. Wow. Really, Jen? Did down the rabbit hole fight it? This is where we gotta stop him. We gotta fight him and just show him like when it's fair use, you can't just abuse that. You can't. Really? BBE? Okay, I will. The more the better, at least I have like backup because I already have a few, but yeah, the more the better, just so I could get different tips from people. Wait, I wrote BBE instead. Should write Nate the lawyer. Okay. Yeah, I have 90 days to fight it. So I still keep waiting to see, okay, let me give her a chance to retract it, but I'm not going to let it go. I'm sorry. It's just, you got to stand up for what's right. And that is exactly what fair use is does, you know? Now there's certain situations like, you know, on some videos where you're like, "Ooh," like I've had some videos where it's like with news. I mean, where it's like, "Ooh," you know, like it's very on the line if you use a clip and you don't add like if you're like, "Did I add enough?" So like there would be certain ones that I would be like, "Ah, I don't know, I might have to let that go." But this one is like 100% because I used 0 of her video. So 0. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm not even gonna go over there and see if she's talking about me, but I'm sure. Man, I thought she was so cool. Go no, I wish you guys could go see what I even said, like, at the beginning of the video. I'm like, "She's so cool." Boy, was I wrong. Oh, anyway, I don't know. I will never understand some people, I guess. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, see, you would understand too. So, we gotta get you monetized, girl, because having a channel is hard work. It really is, and I don't think anybody fully would probably understand it unless if they have their own channel, and you do, so you understand it's like it is a job. It is like I put more hours into my channel than I have any job I've ever had. Like, I don't like doing the Letitia case, I would go at least 1 to 2 days every week where I would stay up all night and not sleep, and then go on to the next day and keep working. Yeah, so it's yeah, it's really it's not it's a job, and I hate when people act like, "Oh, it's just a hobby," or "This isn't what you're what hard work is that," or like you no, it is, man, and I'm not complaining, I love it because it's something that I'm so passionate about. I have my psychology mixed with true crime that I get to sit there and research and talk about every day. Like I'm so thankful that I could do that, but it is still work, you know, especially because I'm doing it by myself. I might have to like, I don't know. I'm very OC. I don't know if it's OCD or perfectionist to like hire somebody to help because it's like I feel like I would still want to do it. Like let's say editing. Like I don't know if I could let go of that and be like, okay, and then because I feel like I don't know. I would have to do it. So I don't know if I'll be able to do it because I want to I don't know how to explain it, but it's just going to be hard for me. But then hence that's why I'm going to go nights without sleeping and stuff. But anyway, all right. Let's go to the next one. Thank you, Tammy. Oh, here's the thing. I don't know if she's like legally copywritten it, but after my video, I noticed on her channel now, and I think she probably did it because she was planning this. So this would be after the fact. Now she just puts up copyrighted, but that was after my video was up. But I think she like went through the letters on her own channel afterwards and then wrote this big thing like copyrighted across the screen. But that was she added that after my video was already out. So it's like, plus I don't think she actually, I don't know, maybe she did legally do it. I don't know. I don't know what the process is or if she just put it on there. But either way, it was done after, so I don't think that would count, right? And it doesn't even matter if something's copyrighted, either way, that is regardless, it's still fair use. You know what I'm saying? Fair use is even copyrighted material. It pertains. You know what I'm saying? It still is. I don't know how to word that. I'm not wording that right. But anyway, yeah, I didn't think so. I think she just added it, but it was after anyway. So anyway, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like go talk so long about that, but it's just been something that's been bothering me. Wait, creative works that are no longer protected by copyright are said. Okay, will you email anybody that knows like a lot of the rules and stuff? Um, I mean, I do too, but like anybody could help me even elaborate on things. That'd be great. All right, so let's do this. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yay! Good job, Crime Curious. Yay. That's awesome. Yeah. BB, no. We no, because it started with the Lori Vallow and Letitia. So I wish I could have watched all that. When are they resting? I wonder how much longer. Yeah, that was the end of Al's. Okay, let's go to another one. So there was this other one on here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Since I haven't watched these, I'm not sure, but there's this one that was Court TV. There's one on what is it? 11. Hold on, let me go bring up their channel. It's KKTV 11, but he's wearing the same outfit, so I think he just did it in the same day because I don't think it's like the same interview. But let's start watching it and see because it's a whole different news. Let me see if the background. He just has the same outfit, but it's probably just because I'm trying to wait, it does actually look like he's in the same room. Hold on, I'll show you what I mean because you don't see the blue screen. Hold on. So let's just see. We'll start watching it and see if it's actually the same one, just from a different channel. Let me know what you guys think here. It doesn't have her on this. It just has him. Hold on. Let me add it. I feel like I missed the ending of that because I was chatting about my stupid copyright stuff. I apologize. All right, let me reshare the screen and we'll put that on and see if you guys let me know if it is the same one, if you guys recognize it. Because I might not since I missed some of the end. Let's see. So that's this one. All right. So right here. So this is KKTV channel 11. See, if you look at the other Court TV, it looks like it's the same room, but it's like zoomed in and like you don't see this side. You could see the plant in the door. So I don't know. Oh, wait. Let me hear this. Okay. Can someone explain friendship between Al, Tisha, Landon years ago before Al married Tisha? I don't know, but on that Fox interview that we might watch after this, how she says that she knew Landon before she knew Al. Did you see that? Or wait. Landon says that she knew Tisha. So that means from softball, they were on like softball teams, and I think she said they coached together. So wait, did I word that right? That Landon knew Tisha longer than she knew Al. So yeah, they were friends enough where they coached softball, they were on softball teams, and they were friends. So that's pretty much all I know. And then I know Al met her through the softball, Tisha. And then I guess supposedly he was separated from Landon when he got together with her, which I don't know. We'll know for sure how that really worked, but yes, I do have it, Janet. We could play that. Let me play this and I'll find that. I do. I actually put it on one of my videos. But I have a question about that because everybody was saying that was, or not everyone. There's some people that were saying that was Tisha. Why don't I think that was Tisha that was singing with him? I don't know who it was. It does sound like her, but I don't think it was because it was on a post and I don't know if I saved the post. Why do I feel like Landon posted it? Or maybe someone in Landon's family? As far as where I got it from, I think I might have got it from Landon's page. I don't know, but then I just got the video, so I don't know if I could go back and find where it was posted. But whoever posted it and how they posted it and worded it, it doesn't seem like that was Tisha the way they worded it. But because I got like comments talking about like, oh my God, I hate hearing her, I hate seeing her, or whatever with Gannon. And I'm like, I don't think that was Tisha. What do you guys think? I was thinking it was it kind of sounds like Tisha, but I was thinking it was Landon or maybe somebody else. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, but if you go through a lot of comments, people are kind of not liking it because they think it's Tisha. This is like making them mad. And if you think about it, there's no way they would have played that for their song. They played that in court. They wouldn't have played that if it was Tisha. Here. That's what I thought. But I mean, in court, when they asked him, he said that they were separated. I know he was still married to her, but like we were talking about in the open panel, I'm just curious if, maybe they were kind of like working on stuff. Like if in Landon's eyes, was he cheating? Were they still trying to work it out? Or was it like over? They were just kind of waiting to do the final, like, divorce papers and the stuff that sometimes people put off. Um, or was it like cheating? Was Landon still hoping that, there was a chance and they were going to still be together and they were working on themselves? I don't know. Okay, thanks, Crime Curious. So yeah, Crime Curious is saying Landon, Gannon, and Lena. And I think you're right because I don't think they would have ever played that in court with Letitia. All right, so I'll start this. We'll try to figure out if it's what we saw in the court TV. Unless if maybe they just did all the interviews in this room, like all the news channels, because I don't think that I don't know. Let's just watch it and then I'll find that video for you guys with Gannon singing. All right, hold on.
I wanted to ask, it came up throughout the trial that Letitia was pretty manipulative, the way it sounds, of not just yourself, but others in her life. But you were married to her. So
Crime Curious or whoever, I saw a little bit and I can't find it now. I saw a little clip of it was Al with his new wife doing an interview. Does anybody know what channels that's on? Because now I can't find it again. Can somebody like email me that? Because I would like to watch that. But for some reason, I can't find it. It was just like last night I watched a little bit of it and now I can't find it. Has anybody seen that one or know what I'm talking about? And if you know where I could find it, will you email me so we could watch that? That might be interesting to watch with his new wife.
how bad was the manipulation? And maybe you see more of that now that the relationship is over. To what extent was she a manipulator?
I think that's one I'll leave alone. I'll let the public kind of make their own determination on that. I think we saw enough to see. Maybe I didn't see all of it, but yeah, she was pretty good at what she does. So I'll leave it there.
Okay. I asked Landon this as well, but it would be pretty understandable for someone in your position to choose to not do interviews, not speak up. But you guys have done interviews since pretty early on in the process. I know you've had your points where you've asked for privacy, but you've been, in the grand scheme of things, pretty vocal. Why is that? And is there any part of that is coming from wanting to be a voice for Gannon?
I think that's the totality of why I did it. Maybe going back into the previous question a little bit, I think we see that Tisha was very much about herself, and she was the star of the show, or tried to be the star of the show. And intentionally, every time I felt that was happening, I would offer a statement, or I shared a lot through my church and their Facebook page, and did a few interviews along the way. But that was the most important part, that this was about him. And I keep drawing on what the judge said. I think when the judge scolded someone in the crowd towards the end of the trial, he brought that up. He's like, this is about that little boy And he also, once again, was fair and said it was, about someone who might spend the rest of their life in prison. But, the gravity of the situation is really about Gannon and what happened to him.
Okay. I know we've heard throughout this that Gannon was a mama's boy. He
Mhm.
loved Landon,
Mhm.
but there's something to be said for a bond between a father and his son. Was there anything that you can tell us to give us some true insight into that relationship that only you now can speak to, that special bond between father and son?
Yeah, he was my firstborn son. I have another baby son now, and I call Melissa's children my sons and daughter as well. But yeah, he was my firstborn, and at that time, my only son. And yeah, I've shared a few moments along the way, like in my statement, I shared about, we're so excited about beating the Zelda game, and just so many things along the way. And I think I wish I had all my pictures from his life here, because that just really sums it up, the different things moments we shared, playing Ninja Turtles, or he loved Thomas the Train when he was a little boy, and just sitting there and spending those moments and hours with him, just going trains around the tracks. Those are the bonding moments, and those are the memories that I want to get back and experience some more. And I've shared that those are some of the things that I've lost, trying to stay away from the pain. But yeah, the 11 years I had with him were special, and this the best times we could have possibly had. We went to Disney World, went to Hawaii, just shared all kinds of great memories. And yeah, it was just an amazing time. And we made the most of it, like I've already said. So
I know yesterday we saw a photo of him holding up a sign that said future soldier, I believe, or something to that effect. He was only 11, and I didn't know what I was going to do at 11.
Right.
But did he ever express any desires of what he wanted to be when he grew up? And secondary to that, did you ever have a vision as his father of what you saw him becoming in his future?
Yeah, so I came, obviously you've heard I'm in the military now still. Came from a family history of that. My grandpa served in World War II in the Navy, and other members of my family as well throughout the years. So yeah, I had told my children, I expect you to, when you get older, maybe not the military if you choose not to, but some form of service needs to be a part of your life, needs to be kind of at the foundation of your life. Once again, drawing on what I've said, it's the people in our lives that matter, and the people that surround us. And so what we can do to serve others, whether it's working in the kids ministry at church, or going to the soup kitchen, or whatever, different versions of that. But that was a huge part of how I was raising them. And if you ask Lena, she'll still talk about, oh, should I join the Air Force or the Army, jokingly in her mind. But no, Gannon, what he wanted to be was a video game designer. That's was his big thing that he always said. And I actually was a little surprised when I got that picture from his 4th grade teacher. I remember getting it in the moment when they did that. It was, I think they went through a few questions of what do you want to be when you grow up, put it on a sign. And I was blown away when he said future U.S. soldier. But it just goes to back to our bond, like you said, and back to my intentionality and how I was raising them to have a core or foundation or mind for service of some degree. So
Okay. With Gannon's case, obviously, it gained attention locally very quickly and eventually across the United States. And I can't point to an example, but I wouldn't be surprised if people outside the United States
Sure.
have heard of this. But not every missing child or child death investigation gains that kind of momentum. Why do you think Gannon's case gained the attention and the support that it did? What made it different?
I don't know. I can't speak for the mind of everyone. I feel deep down inside that Tisha's actions drove a lot of that. It was kind of a polarizing thing. Of course, everybody has a heart. I say everybody, but the community at large has a heart for children. And I've wondered that same thing too, as I've seen other news reports of, missing 12-year-old or this happened to, horrible thing happened to a child here or there. Why did this land on our shoulders? But as we learned, ultimately through what the judge said, and I've already referenced this, the heinousness of the crime I think warrants the response. And I don't think that's selfish of me to say. I didn't understand how horrible it was. Truly, for me, it is horrible. But when the judge said that in his closing, that impacted me to my core. That this was truly a horrible, horrible thing that happened to my son. And I think, especially once his body was found across the country, and then the autopsy came out, and we learned about what happened to him. I think that kept the momentum going. And do I think it would have ever faltered or fell off? Probably not, based on how it started. But that definitely kept that momentum going of the community support and just how many people have tuned in.
Okay. I think one of the other reporters already kind of sort of asked you this a little bit, but you said yesterday that you want Letitia stripped of your last name.
Mm.
How infuriating was it for you? And if that's the wrong word, please correct me. To have her referred to, and this whole case has been known as the Stauch case, Letitia Stauch. I mean, how was that for the past 3 years, knowing that that was the name attached to her?
What, and this is going pretty deep on this one, but if you think about it, based on her searches, we learned from the evidence she was not happy with me, and that's fine. She didn't want to be there. We've established that. I've attested to that as well. So then why is it so important to keep a hold of that? She didn't show up to our divorce hearing when that finally went through. So why is it so important to hold on to that, except possibly to stick it to the man, if you will? So yeah, it's pretty infuriating because I know the intent behind it is to have that being said aloud in the public, and that I would be hurt by that. And sure, I was hurt by it, and it's infuriating. But once again, I'm not going to let that take over my emotions and control me. But I did state that in my closing, and I don't change it. It's hard and it's infuriating.
Okay. I'm just going to look over my notes here. I think I probably asked you everything on my list. Yeah, I think that's all I had, unless there's something that you feel needs to be said that hasn't been covered throughout all of this.
I think we're good where we're at now.
Okay.
Yep, thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so I think I found it on their website, the full one, because on their YouTube it only plays 2 minutes of it, but this one says full interview. So hold on, let me make sure. Okay, yeah, cool. Well, let me start. Oh, okay, let me share. Let's play it. I don't know how long it is because it's like just on their website where it won't let you go. It's more tricky to try to skim through it, like as far as like how you could do it on YouTube, and then you end up losing it, and then the ad will come, and then we'll start another video. So we'll just play it and see. And then let me play that first, and then I'll play Gannon's, because I'm afraid I'm gonna have to restart this with the ads. And you know how like when you do it on their website, where if you don't play it right away, then the ad will come back on. And then sometimes it goes on to something else. I hate when that does that. Like if it's like in the article or something, then it'll play something that's not even about the article at all. It's very tricky. All right. So I just want to do that first, because I want to just like kind of see his new wife too. I saw her in court. I don't know. Now her son, was it her son that died? Because he said that they relate because they both lost a kid. Does anybody know how she lost her kid by any chance? I mean, was her kid, hold on, trying to get this to start. Okay. Like murder too? I don't know. I'll be in chat. Maybe you guys, you know what? I guess I could get her name and look her up and see. That would be crazy, but I guess that would make sense in a way, because they had that common bond. So maybe she reached out to give him support because she knows what he's going through and, you know, how to kind of like comfort him or whatever. And then they ended up just falling in love or something. It makes sense. Oh, thanks for joining. Pointer lover, what's up? Thank you. Oh, shoot, really? Oh my God. Wait, how old was he? Ah, yeah, they definitely could relate though. I mean, that's traumatic. Oh my God. That might even be no, they're both. I don't know. Wow. It's hard. All right, I'm gonna play this. Mm, all right.
So just riding the wave.
Let me try to go back to the beginning.
Question is, how are you feeling today, 2 days later?
It's still a little heavy, just kind of a wave of emotions as it has been. So just riding the wave.
I'm sure that's gonna last probably forever.
Sure, yeah.
How do you feel after hearing that sentence, hearing the verdict?
Um, it's good. It's for me. It's just finalizing. We hoped and kind of expected that. You never know, as that's why we go through the process to make sure it's right and it's done appropriately. But for me, it's finally that piece of the pie is finally over, and we can move forward into what's next for us. You know, just having our family and growing together and just loving our boys and remembering them and just dealing with the emotions as they come.
You've been 3 years through agony, and then this trial was pretty long,
Mhm.
5 weeks of testimony. What was that like for you being in that courtroom every day?
But for me, it was there were bits and pieces that were very impactful. Um, I think to a few things. One was the very beginning when I got the message from Tisha actually that they were requesting dental records. And if you reflect on what the judge said in his closing, I mean that was eye opening for me and alarming and gut wrenching from the very moment it started. And then moving on, just learning. I knew a lot of the case just from being involved in those calls and whatnot, but there was so much I learned throughout the case that was, yeah, it was emotional and kind of riding the wave again. But I did also try to be objective with as I sat there and listened, um, because like I just said, you never know. We never knew what to expect, how the jury was reacting, and what their decision would ultimately be. So having that objective approach, I just wanted to be prepared for whatever was to come. We were confident in that the result would be what it ended up being, but you got to kind of have that preparation for the worst. So
Of course. Being in the courtroom with her there for as long as this trial was, what was that like for you?
uh, it was not as emotional as you might think. I think I moved. I hesitate to say move on from Gannon. I moved forward from those circumstances, but I moved on from her. I think if you heard my statement, I want to be totally separated from her in every way. So yeah, that was part of the objective approach. Yeah, I did glance over from time to time and observe her um, emotions or reactions or whatever she did or didn't have, but more of from an objective, totally removed from her. If that makes sense.
It's like a different person than the person you once knew.
Sure.
Um, on that note, I mean, knowing that she's now convicted for killing your son, you would have never married someone or fell in love with someone that you thought would ever harm anyone, I'm
Right.
sure.
Right. So yeah, I didn't hesitate to say, kind of describe briefly those feelings from the beginning. She was, as I described her, very intelligent, a beautiful woman, fell in love, and but she also had this background of uh, education, certifications, call it job history of work with children across the board of many different areas. So when it relates to that trust, what more certified or educated person could I find as it relates to the care and well-being of my children? So, yeah, that makes it all the more gut wrenching of what how it got to that point. You know, it just doesn't make any sense.
You brought up in the trial that it was that moment when her car was not at that school.
Mm.
Walk us through those feelings when you realized that.
So yeah, it was kind of a buildup. And I know you follow it closely, but for those who haven't, there was kind of a buildup. You start with that initial, you know, missing report, and then the request for dental records, and then when I got home, there was, and I think I may have said this in my testimony. It got objected to, but there was reports from neighbors that he had not been seen leaving the house on their ring cameras or whatever surveillance they had. So there was suspicion early on that the initial story wasn't even valid. And then that would have been that Tuesday. So Monday, January 27th, I got home on Tuesday as you heard the story, she picked me up from the airport, and that whole scenario with the rental car happened. It was that afternoon, well, early evening, I came home from my first interview with El Paso County Sheriff's Office. Came home, Harley and Lena were there, as we've heard testimony to, and I stopped in to check on them. They had plenty of food. I think people had brought pizza, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to go out looking for him. And my thought was just, I was going to go to Walmart over here in Fountain and check in the game section. It was somewhere he knew about, so maybe he, based on the runaway story, could have found his way there. And then it occurred to me like, hey, I'm just going to go drive and see. And I drove, and I literally drove around the school 3 times and didn't see the Volkswagen. And I remember leaving that parking lot, and there's a stop sign right there when you come out of French Elementary. There's a fire station right there. I stopped right in that area, called Detective Bethel, and that was my first real freak out moment. And I remember I don't freak out often, but I really was. I was out of sorts and kind of out of my mind a little bit, and freaking out on the phone with them. And they said, "It's okay, calm down, just come on back downtown." And that's when I went down and did the second interview. But from that point forward, as I stated, for me, she was, if you will, a prime suspect. So
How do you get through those FBI calls that we heard? How do you keep your composure when I'm sure you're so angry and you're so concerned about your son, and this is someone that you trusted, and she's just giving you these lies on the phone? I mean, how did you keep your composure?
well, sadly, looking back, hindsight's always 2020. There was other instances in our relationship where something would happen of a much lesser degree, obviously, where, maybe $100 goes missing, or at one point she took some money out of the bank account, and then there was a story fabricated. So I kind of had to play Sherlock Holmes in a couple other instances with her. Um, and so she kind of trained me for it. So I had that experience with her directly, obviously much less significant, as I already said. But then sitting there, I knew that, as I stated in my closing statement, I had to put myself in the mind of a killer, which was her mind, to try to get anything I could out of her. Obviously, working in conjunction with the FBI. But yeah, it was brutal. Some of those days were 6-8 hours long, and we didn't even hear half of the phone calls. There was so many more that I had to endure through. But I knew that was my way of helping to find my son. And from the phone calls we did hear, she did give kernels of truth, as the prosecution alluded to. One that sticks out tremendously is the where she went up north to meet the guy to get a bike or look for a bike, and Gannon had fallen off and hurt his head real bad. That was where she introduced his head injuries. So many times in those conversations, she introduced various injuries of his, which to me in the moment was impactful. But then later on, as we know, he was found in March, but we got the autopsy in July timeframe. Uh, Learning about all his injuries from the autopsy, I immediately went back to those conversations, and she detailed most of them. So it was more of a hindsight feeling of like, I can't believe I made it through that. In the moment, it's just what I had to do.
I'm
So
sure hearing them back in the courtroom must have been hard.
it was. It's like reliving it all over again. But now, once again, the hindsight part, knowing the whole story, um, yeah, it was pretty hard knowing what information she had and how much she was manipulating everything. It was pretty hard.
Was it hard hearing her argue that she was not guilty by reason of insanity and these mental health claims?
No, I won't say it was hard. I think it was predictable, knowing her. Uh, Anything to prolong, um, the case, anything to prolong her exposure and the attention being on her. I am a bit surprised she didn't try more things. I call them shenanigans, but I'm surprised she didn't make it harder than she did. And as you heard, it was one of the uh, most significant or largest investigations that El Paso County ever has seen. So she did her darndest to make it hard on everybody. So
Her not speaking at the sentencing, what's your feeling about that?
surprised. We discussed that at length in my family as well. That we expected her, to do that. I don't know if she took the advice of her attorneys at that point or what, but I was really surprised that she didn't testify and also did not give a statement at the end. I fully expected all of that. And I don't want to speak for anyone else. I think that was a widespread feeling that everyone I know was prepared for her to do that and how we were going to combat that. So,
Are you happy she didn't, or did you want to hear from her?
so those who know me know I'm super competitive. So that side of me, yeah, I did want to have that so it could be another win for the prosecution and my family and our side. Um, but being objective, I think it would have just caused more chaos and then maybe not made things more difficult on the prosecution, but just muddied the water. And so it's probably it's probably better that she didn't, just being objective. So
Know that there was times throughout the case where the judge even had to say something in the trial about her making middle fingers and the lack of emotion. Did that upset you?
you know, to a degree, it's you sit there and you like, how can you not have any remorse for what you've done? Uh, Not only to Gannon but to Harley. I spoke to that for just a minute. That I also lost a relationship with Harley through this, but Harley was her pride and joy, and how knowing what she did and how it affected Harley, how could she not have any remorse or emotion? I don't know. I mean, yeah. Once again, I'm trying to be disconnected from her, and trying to getting in her mind would only put me back there. So I'll just let her be accountable for that.
Would you want her to tell you anything if she truthfully would give you an answer?
I think I spoke to that also. I would like to know what his last words were. That's a hard thing to sit here and play and replay. What I see it and how I see it playing out. That's kind of part of the torment that you go through, from the unknowns, that did transpire. I think that's about it. I don't think my opinion is she would ever be truthful about any reasoning or why or any of that. So once again, not wanting to ever be around her or ever be connected to her again. If I could just get that answer, I think I would be all right. But I assure you, I'm not losing sleep over not getting answers from her. That's not something I'm going to allow her to take control over me.
It was getting answers for Gannon and justice
Yeah.
that's been keeping you up
Sure.
for years.
Yeah. Yep. And then as I spoke to trying to find more um, time experiencing him and the memories and stuff, that was and of course I talked to Melissa a lot about that. That's really, I don't know why. I think it's because I refuse, as I said, to allow anger and pain to overcome me. Some people question me, how can you be joyful and live a happy life and get remarried? It's because I choose to live that way. I don't choose to live with anger and vengeance and those things that I feel poison you and make you act in a way that is not ours outside of yourself, so to speak. So I think that's a big part of why I don't want to be connected with her.
You want to move on from
Yeah,
her
absolutely.
and never forget Gannon, though.
Sure, absolutely.
How do you want people to remember him and remember this case and remember what happened to him?
Yeah, that's one. Once again, me and Melissa, especially the past couple of days, have talked a lot about. It's really hard to convey this message properly to just the community in general, but I don't want. Let me back up. This case was huge, and I can't not deny that. The judge said it was some of the most horrendous acts and facts of the case that he'd ever seen. That being said, um, there's millions of other people that have loss in their life, whether it's a parent or a loved one, but especially a child. And that's why our relationship is so special because Melissa understands what I'm dealing with. And I think probably through our relationship, I've learned so much about everyone's loss is unique and everyone's loss is the greatest thing they can empathize with. So for me to come out and say mine is larger, mine is the biggest one ever, I'm just not going to do that. Mine is mine, hers is hers. And all those who have loss, I can stand there and look at others with loss and really say, I feel for you. I can't imagine what you're going through because I've chosen to take that perspective. It would be really easy to stand up on the podium and say, this is the worst thing that anyone could ever imagine. Um, I think that would be a fair assessment, but I just don't think that's right. I think because we love and care for others, that we've chosen to take that path. So
Um, what do you want people to remember about Gannon?
yeah, absolutely. I think especially at the end, it really came out just how much. And I said it in my testimony. The very first witness was, as I was just loving. I think that one word sums it up. I mean, I quoted him as being a mama's boy, and I'll never change that. Did he love his daddy? Absolutely. He loved his sisters. His Nana was another most important person in his life, which is Landon's mom. But he just loved everyone. And yeah, and I've said this too. It's coming from a parent. I think you want the world to think the best of your child, but I've learned so much through this, losing him, that his classmates and kids that go to church with him and people that knew him separate from me that I didn't even know personally, that was their reaction. He was just so helpful and loving to everyone, his friends and those that weren't his close friends as well. So I think that's it. Uh, just remember Gannon and just remember to love one another. That's kind of a theme for our household: kindness and love. So.
Is that how you try to remember him daily by sharing love, spreading love, and doing as he would?
Yeah, I think if I live my life to honor him and his legacy, is to be who I was with him, and not change because we had and me, him, and Lena had a great relationship, and it was based. The foundation was on that love, for one another. And one of my famous sayings, and they probably got tired of hearing it, but never knew it would come true, is, you know, we can replace the table and the carpet. And of course, the carpet came into play in the case, but we can get a new house, but we can't get new people in our lives. And the way we treat one another, not just our family, others around us, that really defines who we are. So, whenever, as you've asked and others have asked, what defines him? It's just love and kindness.
You brought up how the judge said this is one of the most horrific cases he's ever seen. To hear him say that, to hear him say to Letitia, you had so much hatred, you were jealous of Landon, you wanted to inflict pain. When you heard him say that, what went through your heart, your minds? What were your emotions?
I think it ripped a brand new hole deep inside of me. And yeah, it will take some time to heal. from that, because you don't really, once again, I try to embrace my emotions but also be objective, and you don't want to walk around saying this is the worst thing that's ever happened to any child. But then you hear that from someone, a judge who has seen, you would think, the worst of the worst, and then he says this is what one of the worst, if not the worst of the worst. It kind of, it ripped a hole deep inside. And just to know that, that it happened to him being Gannon, uh that's hard. Especially, I try to be um, a good leader to my family and protect and provide all those things that I believe a father and a man should be. And then to hear that, I mean, it 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 ripped a hole deep inside of me. So
Um, they showed his pictures, from the autopsy that I think it was one of the prosecutors said his body was in a box in the courtroom the whole case. And what was that like for you?
yeah, yeah, I when Dave said that, that really, Mr. Young, I think he was talking about his picture, but he did say Gannon has been up here the whole time. And that, once again, that revved up some emotions. I think more figuratively than anything, because as I showed the picture at the end, I've known that he, he was cremated because his remains were so awful. But for me, it's just tragic that that's how he ended up, is just in a little box like that. As I stated in my opening, that when I first held him, and the last time I held him, he was only big enough to fit in my two hands. So yeah, I think Mr. Young did a great job o- of bringing it to a little bit of reality there. That that's what it's about. It's about Gannon, and they've had to, even his picture we had to shove in a box while the rest of the trial was going on. So I really appreciated that statement from him, and it revved up some emotions for sure.
For you, this is all about Gannon. And I'm sure it was very difficult when it was really about her, right? Having to prove what she did in getting justice for him. That must have been unthinkable.
Um, yeah, and once again, there's two sides. The objective side of me understands that um, that's the process. But then the father and the emotional side is looking on the whole process, and she did her best to make it all about herself. And I know you've been here every step of the way, and early on, especially as she tried to create more attention for herself through different things she was doing. Um, when I would release statements and speak to the media, was always trying to bring it back to him, um, because that's ultimately what it was about. What happened to him and his legacy, and the world getting to know him as it became more popular and more well known, especially. So
Oh, absolutely. What do you want people at home to know, to take away from this story that we're doing today?
I think, just to reiterate what I've said over and over, that you can't replace people, and just to, especially your loved ones, but others as well, just share that love daily. And we just discussed this the other day, but we make a purpose to make sure we look all of our children in the eye at least once a day, and make sure they know they're loved. And in the love we share, we make sure we probably overdo it, but we tell each other how much we love them regularly, because we know that it's only an instant away that you might not get that opportunity. So what I want to leave with the world is that I can lay my head on my pillow in peace with my relationship with Gannon every night for the rest of my life, because I know our last embrace was love. It was, as I always sent them away wherever, or if I was going for training or they were going to their mom's house, it was always, you know, a hug. I love you. I'm in your heart and you're in mine. That was our little saying. And that was the last embrace I had with him. And I can sleep peacefully at night knowing that. And I think that's what I want the world to know. Just cherish those moments and don't miss an opportunity to share that love.
Absolutely. Melissa, he's so, I don't know if the right word would be humble, but he's so tough, right? I'm sure you've seen him go through so much during this case. Talk to me about what it's been like seeing him throughout this case and now after this verdict.
Oof. He is humble. He's a proud father. I can relate a lot to his loss, having lost a child. So when he does open up, and I don't know, I feel his pain when he expresses and he shares it. And this has been a long time coming. And yeah, when hearing that verdict, I did feel like it was like a weight lifted, and it's hard to put into words.
Right. I'm like, how strong he must have been.
Yeah,
through it all.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Is there anything else that you guys want to share that you would want me to know?
I mean, I think I've said most of what I want to say. I'm thankful for everyone. I'll start with you guys, the media, but specifically you and a few others I think you're aware of that have been there the whole way, but also been absolutely amazing in your respect for what we're going through and what we've been through, and our privacy, but also honoring, when I need space, or flexing with me on that. You guys have been absolutely amazing and truly unforgettable. The media in general as well has been pretty good. I have very few, if any, complaints. I'd say starting from the beginning, the community really showed the goodness and, once again, the love that people do still have for one another. We hear about all the bad all the time, but this is truly a story of unity and togetherness in a neighborhood, moving to a larger city, all over the country, and even different parts of the world. I've heard about. Um, many thanks to everyone in the, I just call it the authorities, whether it's the DA's office, the sheriff's office, FBI. Mr. Allen told me recently, he gave me a coin that had Gannon with the cape on, and it has a 22 on it. And the 22 means that there's 22 different agencies in the authorities, law enforcement or whatnot, that have had a part of this. And that's blew me away. I did not know. I thought it was in the 10 or 12, but 22 agencies from around the country that are involved. Like I said, it blew me away. So special thanks to every single person that had a piece of this. I think I want to leave everyone with just a message of hope. Yeah, you've had a lot of experience with me, and thank you for the comment of I'm strong. I'm really actually not. I just hide it very well. I draw a lot of strength from this lady right here. I know she said the same, but her having gone through the same thing, and she hasn't missed a beat, and she knows when I'm struggling before I do. Somehow I accused her of planting a chip in my head when we were dating, because she knows all of my thoughts and all of my feelings as I'm feeling them and before I'm feeling them sometimes. Such a special woman. But a message of hope that, we pray that no one ever experiences a loss like this, or like she's experienced, or any other loss of a child, but that you can move forward. You can, it takes a lot and it takes a lot of time, but you can put the pieces together. And you can show emotion and you can show feeling, but you can move forward and you can continue on. Wherever you draw that strength from, we draw ours from God. And I acknowledge others draw it from different places, but that hope that you can persevere and you can move on, or move forward, I should say. That's what I want to leave everyone with, a message of hope.
Okay, so I want to comment on, first I want to show you my shirt. Check this out, Pink Floyd. Isn't that cool? I like Freud, I like Pink Floyd, so together, and I like pink, the color. I thought that was cool. Anyway, okay, so, I wanna make a comment here. I starred this. Where is it? Okay, Kristen, you said a few people have said Al is cheating on, Letitia with Melissa, but I also heard Al met Melissa at a support group for those grieving. Does anyone have factual knowledge to this? Everybody in chat's been saying that they met in a support group. And as far as Al cheating on Letitia, there has been, I don't know if it was more than rumors. It's probably true that he was actually at the time cheating on Letitia with somebody else that was in the military. That's what was out. Like people were talking about this back when this all happened, like 3 years ago. That he actually, yeah, I think her name was Heather or something. But she was in the military, and rumors, I'll just say allegedly because I can't back it up factual, but just like rumors, people were talking about it in the community that yeah, he might have been cheating on her with somebody in the military, but it wasn't Melissa. So Melissa, they're saying actually they met in a support group, so it was after. But I don't know. I don't know if anybody's been. I know WTAF that one day when I started that video, they did like a whole live on it like 3 years ago where they had some things to back it up, which I trust them because they were really good at getting like, you know, legit info. And so they were like confident that the info they got was true. And it was some girl in the military who had gotten married. Was it not even that long ago? Because they had, like, her wedding pictures and stuff. So, basically, she was cheating and he was cheating, but it wasn't with Melissa, so somebody else. Um, so, yeah, that's that. I don't know. Oh, my comments are gone. Wait. Oh, there they are. Okay. Um Wait, which interview, Melissa? Remind me. You're not talking about the interview, um of the guy that with the video. Is there another interview? I'll say, "What's up? What up, what up?" Um, BB, that's kind of funny. Oh, I think Al is a good guy, but yeah, maybe he does have a little bit of an issue with that kind of thing. But I mean, I don't know. I don't wanna judge or because I don't know the whole story, and maybe he just did never met the right person. Maybe Melissa's gonna be the right person. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I don't really wanna say too much about it, but that's a funny comment. I do like that comment. Um, oh, really, Pointer Lover? Yeah, I have more like, I feel more like when I'm hearing, Landon talk, I, like, feel more like when, like when somebody's, like, sad about something, this is kinda sometimes how I judge, even though I do feel like Al is, like, legit, like, his emotions are real, but sometimes, when somebody's, like, sad about something and then you don't feel it, like, when we're doing, like, true crime, like, interviews of parents or something where we're not sure and we're like, "Hmm, are they faking? Are they involved?" I try to use somewhat of, like, do I feel the sadness that they're trying to portray? Like, do you feel it, or is it just, like, you don't even feel it? Like, let's say somebody's, like, just crying and they're just having all these emotions, and then, like, you feel nothing listening to them. Like, I feel like that's a good indicator that maybe they are faking it, because if it's real, like, a lot of times when it's real, you feel it too. You know what I'm saying? With Landon, like, I'm always, like, feeling it so much. Um, Al, I do feel it, but not, like, as much as Landon, but it's not because I think it's fake. No, I think his is legit too. Um, but I kinda use that as a is it barometer or a indicator or whatever to kinda like, "Hmm, okay, let me look more into this because I'm not really feeling anything. Because You know what I'm saying? Does it might make sense? Because if somebody really is, then you almost like feel that energy back. But yeah. Well, no, but Al's very emotional. Like he cries and he I feel like he's very emotional. And I don't feel like I'm not feeling it as much because it's less. I just I don't know what it is. 'Cause I do feel like he's legit like sad. You know, like he can't even hold it together half the time to make it through. Like talking the one time he had to have somebody do it for him, didn't he? Because he like just breaks down. So he's very emotional too, though. I feel like they're both very emotional. Um, yeah, yeah. Yeah, good point. Nails and Braids by Kim. Yeah. No, I agree. No, I'm not like condoning cheating. Heck no. But I'm just saying I don't know why I just don't want to judge because it's not a I don't no, it's not about that as far as this case, but that's just me. Just I mean, you guys could talk or whatever. Because no, I've talked about it, brought it up, but I just don't know enough about it. See, I don't know 100% if he was cheating. That's why, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if it was always? So I just don't want to judge because what if it isn't true? I don't know. But no, I don't like cheating. But let's say he really was cheating um on Landon with Letitia. I'll say Letitia. You guys like some people don't like when I say her. No, it's more Tisha. I feel like there's a couple people like I don't like when you call her Tisha, but um so let's say he really was cheating on Landon with Letitia. Um then Letitia would know, right? So it's like don't think you're not going to be maybe the one being cheated on. You know what I'm saying? Cuz I feel like a lot of the times once they cheat, they will do it again. But then I feel like there is certain instances where it's because the person hasn't found the right person, and there's no excuse you shouldn't cheat on anybody. But there could be a case. There is cases I'm sure where the person just isn't finding the right person, and then when they do, then they might not cheat on. You know what I'm saying? They might have somebody that they won't cheat on, but for a lot of the times, it's like don't think you're like too good for him to do it to you too. So if he did happen to cheat on Landon, which I'm not sure that situation, maybe they really were separated. Um, which if they weren't divorced, but they were separated and they were both in agreement that okay, they're separated, they're gonna get a divorce, it's not working, then I don't think there's anything wrong with him uh being with somebody else even before the divorce is like legally final if they're already done emotionally. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I'm not sure the specifics on that. But Letitia would know is what I'm saying. So if it was a cheat, then Letitia's I mean how are you going to think he's not going to do it to you? But I don't know for sure. That's why I don't want to say for sure because maybe he didn't. Maybe they really were separated. Maybe Landon was fine because they knew it was over. Now, and maybe the military one, I don't know about that 100%. I just know that there was talk that supposedly he was cheating on Letitia, but like somebody said in chat, who could blame him cheating on that psycho? But no, I know he should have just been honest and been like, um, let's get a divorce or whatever. But oh well. I mean, I don't think we'll know 100% for sure. But okay, so Nasdaq baby. What you said you work with his mom? Or you used to work with his mom, Al's mom? What does she say about all this? Like, did she like Letitia? Did she was she in the trial at the trial by any chance? I don't even know what Al's mom looks like. I feel like so. I don't know if I'm trying to think if Like if she was at the trial, I wouldn't even recognize her. What did she have to say? Were you working with her at the time all this was going on? Heather, yeah, that's what it was. Okay, I said that that's what I was saying. I think the name was Heather. The military girl. Yeah, Heather was the one. So is that like 100% confirmed? Because that came out. I remember WTF was talking about it like 3 years ago when it was like big news. They came out and they did a live and they brought, some information how they said he was cheating on her with, it was Heather. Yeah. But I don't know. Not sure if how the specifics of that. You can? Okay. No, I believe you because WTF is really good at their research. So like, that's why I'm leaning more towards it's probably true because they're pretty thorough. WTF, like in their research and stuff, they get pretty good information. So yeah, wow. Well, but the thing is, do you think, oh, I got a little stain. Gosh darn it. How did that get there? 'Cause I just washed that. That looks like crap. I must have did it this morning. What do you think Tisha knew or Letitia do you think Letitia knew about that? I don't know why I don't think that though. She might had a little bit suspicion, but if she would have known for sure, wouldn't that have came up in her Google searches? Like my husband's wait, did it? My husband's cheating on me. I don't think. But after I just said it, I'm like, wait, did she search something like that? It was more like I don't think the searches that I brought up, but there was more searches that were somehow like scattered throughout the affidavit that weren't in like just the list. Huh. I wonder if she had a suspicion. Oh, she did? Hold on a second then. Let me see. Let me bring it up. I don't think it's under the main list, right? Melissa Jade, hey, how are you? Is it under that main one? Let me bring it up and see. But like I said, I know there is more than oh, here, let me play that video real quick of Gannon you guys wanted to see. Hold on one second, and then I'll bring up that list and see if it's under that one. But you might be right because as I was saying it, I'm like, wait, maybe she did search that. Huh. So that gives some motive here. Okay. So her suspecting maybe he's cheating on her, and then her mad because she's taking care of his kids while he's out there possibly cheating on her. So that brings like you could see kind of a motive maybe, right? Oh wait, I didn't even see that. Wait, did I? Oh, wait. Then I did see her. Hold on a second, because I watched the victim impact statements. Was she the blonde? Now I forget which one she was. Hold on, yeah, because she would have said that she's Gannon's grandma. Okay. All right. Then yeah. If that was the okay. Thanks, teacup. If they were separated, how is she still in custody of his son? Wait, who is separated? Wait, which one are you talking about? No, 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 Jen. I'm not talking about Letitia and Al being separated. When I was talking about that, I was talking about Landon when Landon and Al were separated. Man, maybe I'm not wording stuff right. So I was originally talking about Landon and Al being separated and then him meeting Letitia. In court, the lawyer asked, were you still basically not in exact words, but was kind of asking if he was cheating on Landon or were they separated? And he said they were separated when he met Letitia, not legally divorced yet, but separated. Okay. So that's what I was talking about. Not Letitia. No, Letitia and him were still together if this Heather thing is legit. it would be, yeah, he would have been cheating on her. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. All right, so let me bring that video real quick. Let's see, video file. The one of Gannon singing in the back because people were requesting that. The person that was requesting it originally, are you still here? I'm sorry it took me forever to finally pull it up. All right, hold on. Here it is. Okay. All right.
Once I was 7 years old, my mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old. It was a big, big world, but we thought we were bigger. Pushing each other to the limits, we were learning quicker.
Hey, I swear I have one that's longer. Let me think. I swear it was a little bit longer. Maybe I have two. I'll have to see. Is there one that's longer than that? Okay, I did not know that. People saying Al told T he wanted a divorce before he went to Oklahoma. Dude, then that's like another mode. Not, that shows like motive, but why didn't they? But wait a minute, wait a minute. If that was true, I feel like they would have talked about that in court in the trial because that would add motive. You know how they're trying to have like reasons and that like the state would want to bring up good reasons why she would possibly do that. That would be like a huge thing to add. And I know I missed a lot of the trial, but I don't think they brought that up in trial because nobody said that. So are you sure, Ash Cash? I know you're saying people are saying that. So people that are saying that in here, are you guys sure? Because why wouldn't they have used it in the trial? I don't either. I'm not sure if I believe that because they definitely would have used that to add to a motive. If I was sexting, wait, hold on, my man and got nowhere. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so they really were. Okay, so that's good. Like they were separated and where they knew they were done, but they're just waiting to finalize everything type thing. So I would say that's okay. As long as like in Landon's eyes, we were done, so she wouldn't really care. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, then I feel like that's okay for him to have done that if they were actually separated. Um, yeah, she probably had a feeling. I have been speak at Teacup. That's why I was asking her some things about her mom. What else? Hold on, let me see. Nastic, I wish you would have came up when we did the open panel. Would you ever be interested in coming up and talking about anything? Is there like stuff that the mom like that you talked to the mom about that you could share or anything that would be kind of interesting? Did she like Letitia, his mom? I know you said his mom doesn't like Melissa, right? But did she like Letitia? Okay, I have to go back. I remember when one of them came up and said they were Gannon's grandma, so I didn't realize that was Al's mom. So I'll have to go back and watch it now that we're talking about it. Can someone? I don't know, BB. I mean, I know why at the time when she was in the hospital, but I don't know what time period you're asking about. Al losing a child. Wait, I think in T's narcissist mind, she thought Al losing a child due to death or missing would bring them closer. Ah, yes, Tracy. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, because you noticed how she kept, like on the phone calls, how she kept like saying, we need to work together. Like she was hoping that that would bring them close. So that's a good point. And that they could like bond over that, work together and try to find Gannon. Yeah, you're right, man. I think there's allergies. My nose is like itching like crazy. Look how red it is. It's got to be like allergy or something. Um, They gave her some time, but she would spontaneously start crying and she had to resign. But what time period? Let me see. Hold on. I distinctly remember her returning to work and then having to leave work again to go out and look for Gannon. When she got back to work, she couldn't even speak. Wow. But did you actually talk to her about this? Like, what was your relationship? So, did she like Tisha? Was she suspicious of Tisha during when everybody was searching? I know. I think that was Melissa's dad. Because at first I'm like, wait, how's the grandfather never met Gannon? He's 11. But then I was like, I think it's Melissa's dad who's saying, like which is cute, like saying he's a grandfather, and he's already taken like, that role with Lena. I could be wrong, but that's the only thing that makes sense to me that that was Melissa's dad, right? Uh, yeah, Maurice, yeah. Knew he was cheating, but not actually cheating. She knew inside that he cared about this girl, Heather. Okay. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Landon said she almost immediately became suspicious of Tisha, but she thought that she was doing more of an attempt to be a hero and she'd return with G. Never thought initially that she killed him. Yeah. Wow. And we never know the intimate details of anyone's life. We only see highlights. Yeah, that's a good point. I think I missed your first one. Hold on. Maybe not. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. But it was probably just more of a suspicion because how maybe she felt distance from him and because maybe she could just tell, like, for instance, the whole sexting, you know what I'm saying? That she's not getting like a response back, trying to like get him to respond in certain ways and he wasn't. So yeah. Yeah, supposedly Heather was in the military with him, yeah. And that at the time it would have been like that he was with Letitia, so that basically it would have been him cheating on Letitia. Some substances and possibly and not having a stable home for children, so they were staying. So Al's mom's upset. Wait, so is Al's mom upset at Al? Does she not like Melissa? I come in a little late. I don't know, Tracy. We're trying to ask NASDAQ, baby. Let's see. If you go, wait, where'd it go? If you go back and listen to Al's mother's speech, what she was really saying was that if Gannon was here, he would say, protect my family, meaning Lena. But so wait, are you saying that Al and his mother don't really get along or something? I'm a little bit confused on exactly how she feels. So, did you ever answer about how she felt about Letitia, or don't you know? If she did like her, did she suspect her like right when Gannon was missing? What was her? Or did you not get to talk to her like that? Or do I keep missing your answer? Oh, okay, wait. No, hold on. They gave her some time, but she was spontaneous. Oh, yeah, I already saw that. Okay. No, I think I saw all yours. Wait, WWF's interview with G's friends. Wait, with G's friend's mother said Al Heather showed up at the door at 2 a.m. with Lena and dropped her with them. Explain how bizarre it was given she barely knew Lena. But wait, when, Melissa Jade? This was when Gannon was missing, or what's the time frame? These friends' mother said that they showed up at the door 2 a.m. So is this when they were searching for Gannon and they needed somebody to watch Lena, you mean? That was one of the possible motives. Right. Even the judge commented how declining relationship, losing out. Yeah. She should not have left her there. Letitia is obviously mentally unstable. Said the only substance she uses is marijuana. Yeah, yeah. That was the so lies that Letitia was trying to freaking spread about Landon, which sucks because they actually, I mean, it was like it spread so widely that people had that in their head, and then they see that she didn't have custody of him. So then it's almost like it was more believable that people started really believing that it was that Landon was an addict, were on drugs. You know what I'm saying? Which sucks because she was really in the hospital trying to freaking save her own life because she just had a baby. You know what I'm saying? So it does suck because a lot of people believe that, and I feel like they had trouble getting that out of their head because they couldn't understand why she didn't have custody of her kids. So then it's like, oh, well, that makes sense. In reality, it's like total opposite, you know? So yeah, it sucks that what a jerk Letitia is. God, jerk face. I hate her. Al made so many bad decisions. Al's mom works in the mental health field. If this was my mom, she would kill me if my choices led to the demise of her grandchildren. Mm. Okay, Nasdaq baby says because Al is very controlling and doesn't want to pay child support. Huh. But wait, so his mom is like not happy with Al or something? Huh. Wait, what? You smear. Wait, you're talking about abuse from with Letitia, right? That they think that it was from Letitia? Wow, yeah. Here, maybe I could try to find the interview. I wonder if it's in the midst of like one of their lives. Let me see if I could find it. Oh, no, I know you don't have to have a motive, but it helps. It definitely helps. And I don't think that they would have hid that. If Al was thinking about getting a divorce and like he told Letitia, I don't think that would tarnish anything. And yeah, but motives always do help. It definitely helps. Like if you have like little reasons and now, just be like, okay, that, it kind of to make sense out of things. But so are you going along with you think that Al did tell Letitia that that he wanted a divorce? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. I've never seen that anywhere. Wait, it's true that Al told Letitia he wanted a divorce. Hmm. Hey, Janet Tucker. Hi, Hawksness. What's up? I know. Autocorrect sucks. I hate autocorrect. It's so frustrating. It's supposed to help you, but it ends up adding so much time because you have to go. I don't know. I just hate it. Mm. I'm still behind in commenting, making my questions confusing. I apologize for confusion. Oh, no, you're fine. You're totally fine. Yeah. I don't know, Dolly baby. I don't know where that's. I think somebody just brought it up and said they heard that, but I'm not sure. This is all just hearsay, guys. What was brought up in court? Because we're talking about a bunch of stuff. So it was brought up in court. I don't know. Who brought it up? She was home and with the kids. Okay. But you just said it was brought up in court. And now you're saying they didn't bring it up, though? But it's an insanity. Well, I guess, I mean, I guess, go deep in the divorce cheating part. Go deep into the divorce cheating part. I think she knew was leaving him and having attempts to salvage it. And when they wasn't working, was seething. Yeah. Yep. Hmm. Oh, yeah, I already read that one. Okay. They didn't delve. Oh, okay. They didn't delve deep into his cheating. Google searches. She searched Al's cheating, Colorado Spring. Catch Al Stauch cheating. Al Stauch cheating Instagram. I just don't think she knew definitely who it was. Well, let me bring up the ones I have. I'm gonna have to go back and look through the do you know what page the that is on? Like, is it an affidavit, the cheating? Hold on. Let me bring up what I brought up the other day, and then the big, like the main list that they have right there, which I know there's more, but hold on. Let me see if it's on this one. If not, does anybody know what page it is on there? It's not a big deal if not, because I want to read through it again. Because I had like a bunch highlighted that I was gonna read some interesting parts, and then I lost it. I lost all of it. I mean, the highlighted stuff. So I have to go back through it. All right, let me see. Man, my nose is so itchy. Yeah, so it's not on the main thing, but I know there's like it's not on. Hold on, let me share what I'm talking about. But I know there is more throughout the affidavit. Hold on, let me share my like it's not on these main ones that all looked through the other day, but yeah, I'll have to go through because it does seem like from what Melissa said, there's a lot of cheating ones that she asked. Wow. But then, okay, so since she did search all those cheating ones, and if he did really tell her that he wanted a divorce, then why would it be so surprising that he's cheating? It would probably be like expected, right? You would think that she would be searching about, maybe she did, like my husband wants to divorce me. Were those any of her searches? Oh, am I gonna get the hiccups? But Valentine, I don't think there's any right or wrong way to do it. I mean, I'm always pretty respectful. I do the best that I can. Everybody kind of has a different way of what they think, I guess, maybe is right or wrong, but I feel like there's nothing wrong with the way we're doing it. I feel like we're always respectful and uh doing it the right way. I try to make sure. I don't even really need to try. I mean, because I'm not that type of a person. I'm pretty, I don't even know what the word is, but I'm not like, I don't know. I'm just not like that. I'm very, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't, yeah, I don't feel like I've done anything wrong, but okay. Anyway, I know, yeah. There's so many though. Man, they're like, I feel like I probably missed some because I missed some of the trial, and they used a lot of those at the trial. All right, so let's see if there's any other interviews. Thank you, Erica. Yeah, I'm not gonna sweat it. Yeah, I'm more like I like more look at it from I want to know why. I always want to know why, like the psychology perspective of why the person does that. What creates this? What is the signs? And you know what I'm saying, to try to learn from it. Because I'm very interested in psychology and like the criminal mind and maybe how we could recognize the signs, how we could just learn from it, you know? Yeah. When the news announced that they were charging Letitia, and look at Al's mother, she can barely stand up. Oh, wait. You talking about at a press conference? I know, Angela. Thanks, Jen. Yeah. Yep. All things awaken the art. How are you? Aw. Mm. Oh, no, that's good. Okay. A staff sells stuff by the seashore. Yeah, I think it was like a bunch of stuff. Her being freaking crazy, just like this jealous, freaking just how she is. Some sort of cluster B personality disorder. I do believe that strongly. So that mixed with, yeah, the feeling like she's going to lose Al, mixed with like the jealousy of Landon, her for some reason not liking Gannon. I mean, just like a mixture of stuff. But I'm just saying that would have been something which you have told me that they did talk about in court. You would expect them to have at least mentioned that, but you said they did. So, and yeah. I think she was desperate to get out to come home at first, and then it escalated. Yeah, maybe. Hey, M. Bailey, how are you? Started following you during Kylie. I love your videos. Your voice is amazing. ASMR chills. Oh, really? Wow, thank you. They were separated, zavgirl. Tisha with Landon's friend. Oh, yeah, yep. I know they were friends. Like Landon said that she knew him before. She's known Tisha longer than Al. It's like crazy. Man. So they both like trusted Letitia that she wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like they knew her. Landon's known her forever. Al, as much as, maybe he just wasn't in love with her anymore or feeling her like that. I don't believe he had any inkling to think that she would do what she did. And either did Landon. Wait, hold on. Let me see. I did get some emails. Let me see if there's any emails that we could use me. Oh, hold on a second. Oh no. Okay, I ended up finding that. All right, so let's watch. Hold on, I have a couple more I wanted to watch. Do you guys want to watch the interview with Letitia's lawyer? One of her lawyers? Hold on. And then we could also watch hold on. I have another clip or another one with Landon, which she's wearing the same thing. It looks like in the same room. So I'm not sure if it's just one of the news channels took the clip from Court TV or not. But we could watch that, and then I have the Fox interview, which is really good, from Landon. That one was a really good one. I actually already watched that one. So I'm gonna let's do the lawyer here to kind of mix it up for a minute. I haven't watched this one yet, so I kind of am interested to see what he says. Letitia's lawyer. All right, 1 second. Let me pull it up. So this is Court TV. All right, let's do it. Okay, I just had it up and oh, I have to click on it. All right. Whoa. All right.
The last words Gannon spoke to her, screamed or cried. Tisha, stop! You're hurting me. Why, Tisha? Daddy, help me. I want my mommy. Why couldn't you let her just be a mama's boy? That's all he wanted to be. He just loved his mama. I wish she would tell me what those words were so I would know.
That was Al Stauch. He was the father of 11-year-old Gannon Stauch and the ex-husband of the woman now convicted of the child's murder.
After nearly 8 hours of deliberations, a Colorado jury found the 39-year-old guilty of all counts, including first-degree murder in connection to the death of her 11-year-old stepson.
Stauch was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole, with another 12 years tacked on for tampering with a deceased body. Joining us now is Letitia Stauch's defense attorney, Josh Tellini. Josh, thank you so much for joining us today. We truly appreciate it. First and foremost, I do want to commend you on what I consider to be a fantastic job on a very difficult case. So I do want to say that by starting off. And then I want to ask you what your response or reaction to the verdict was. It certainly couldn't have come as a surprise.
Well, first off, thank you very much for those kind words. I would not say that the verdict was a complete surprise. There was a substantial amount of evidence that we had to overcome. Not guilty by reason of insanity is a very high bar in the state of Colorado. Ms. Stauch's actions afterwards made getting over that bar very difficult. I think the jury considered the mental illness quite a bit. I think that's the reason why they were out nearly 8 hours looking over the mental illness. I don't think there's any real doubt within the jury's mind that she had a mental illness, but in the end, they came to the conclusion that it didn't reach the high bar of not guilty by reason of insanity in the state of Colorado. And while I'm disappointed, I can understand and respect their decision.
And I think that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is that 8-hour deliberation, and really a congratulations to a defense team, because some people might think after hearing the evidence, it's a conviction within moments. It's going to be quick, but I agree with you. First of all, I believe in our jury system, but second of all, I think that they absolutely put a lot of weight on the expert that you presented for the insanity defense with the DID to really take that into account. So what is next for you do for your client in terms of how that's going to be handled now that the conviction has been determined by this jury?
Well, Ms. Stauch is still in the El Paso County Jail. She will then go up to Denver to what's called DRDC. They will process her and determine what facility she will then be placed in. As for myself, we will start working on the appeal. I'll fill out a kind of what's called an appellate packet that will be sent on to the state office. They'll assign an appellate attorney to take over the appeal from that point forward.
Josh, I want to ask you about Letitia Stauch. I mean, we heard a lot from her during the trial, but I think those were extenuating circumstances, let's call it. What was it like dealing with her as a client on a day-to-day basis? What can you tell us about her?
Well, like everybody else, she has good days and bad days. There were a lot of aspects on her where she would display kindness, where she would have sincere emotions towards all of the people involved. I think she really struggled with this whole case. I still think she is struggling to accept herself, what she did. I think there's part of her that can't accept that she committed this horrible act. And I think that is the reason that explains a lot of her actions afterwards. I think there is part of her that to reconcile those two things would almost destroy her. And I think that's what led to a lot of the lies and deceit afterwards. And at some points made her a challenging client to kind of work with.
I know what I believe the reason and the passion that defense attorneys have and why they represent clients. But this is a client that, the public loves to hate simply because of the horrible crime that was committed. But tell us all about the meaning of being a defense attorney and why you do it, because I'll tell anybody, it protects all our rights. It's not about that one defendant, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
I've always been a criminal defense attorney. I started out in the public defender's office here in the state of Colorado. I was there for about 4 years. Since then, I've been with a different organizations called Alternative Defense Council, which comes in when there's a conflict with the public defender's office, and we're a different state agency. But I firmly believe in defending individuals accused of crimes. I firmly believe that no matter what somebody has done, they deserve somebody sitting beside them, fighting for them. And especially in this type of case where it seems that the world is against them, those are the type of cases where I think it's most important for defense attorneys to step up and no matter what the odds, no matter what is going on, to fight as hard as they can for that client, because I think that's what everybody deserves at the end of the day.
All right, absolutely.
And you gave her a vigorous defense. Everyone deserves a vigorous and zealous defense, and you absolutely gave her that. Thank you so much for joining us there, Josh.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes, I want to comment, and Bailey, that was good. I'm glad you said that. It wasn't a smear. He said that to show Letitia that exactly what you said, that it wasn't because Letitia obviously was telling him, oh, like she was the glue that held him together, and she was the reason that he was able to have Lena and Gannon, the custody of Lena and Gannon. Like she's the one that made that happen because of her. He was just showing. He wanted to show her that, no, you aren't the glue. You aren't the reason. I still have Lena. Lena's in my custody. So you aren't the reason. So it wasn't a jab at all. I agree. It was just to show that jerk that she had nothing to do with it. Oh, here's my email. There you go. zavgirl@protonmail.com. Sorry, I didn't see. Yeah, I know she asked, but I was thinking that she was just asking because she didn't know, because he wasn't that you know what I'm saying? I didn't know if she really knew. Like sometimes you just maybe she'd get a feeling, but maybe she never really did for sure know, but she just had a feeling, which, maybe that feeling was for a reason. All right, so what other one did I want to watch? We have that Fox one, but let me see if I got an email yet. Not yet. No, Jen, I agree. Landon was smeared, but by Letitia, I don't feel like she was by Al. Do you? You really feel that way? Or are you talking about something else? I'm not sure what you might be referring to something else or someone else. Um, hmm. Why couldn't his mother prescribe Letitia meds? My sister is a psych nurse practitioner. I don't know, Erica. All right, let me check my email one more time and then I'll play the last interview that I'm going to play, which is a good one, the Fox one with Landon. Really good interview. I just feel like most of you guys already seen this one, right? But oh well, let's watch it together. So this is Fox. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure I quote it right. Yeah, Fox 31 Denver. Oh no. Okay. Exit out of that. And no, I don't think she'll ever tell. I know I typed out that long message, but I don't think she'll ever Letitia, because it's like they like to keep, especially like narcissists like her, whatever she is, just that narcissist type. Oh, that I feel like Chris Watts is the same way, where they don't want to tell because then that gives the little bit of power that they have it, because that's what they have that nobody else has. Like, for instance, Chris Watts knows what happened and he will never say. Letitia knows, she'll never tell them because that gives her something that they need that she only has. So it gives her a little bit of power. She'll never give that to them. I really don't think she'll ever give it to them because that's something that she feels like she could keep over their head and have that power, and that she has and they don't. And it's the one thing that she has and they don't. So no, I don't think she will. And it sucks. This is what a freaking jerk coward she is. Hey OC Pussyfoot. Yeah, she does. Miss Bailey, definitely. Hey, Mike. Oh, Mike, yeah, how are you doing? So are you enjoying this chat? You were here earlier, duh. I said hi to you earlier. Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't think she will either. Her mom's saying don't talk to the cops, don't open the door, all this crap. If you don't think that they were best friends texting each other 20 times a day, I mean, come on. Wait. What? Her mom's saying don't talk to the cops, don't open the door. I'm not sure what you're. I don't know who that message is to, NASDAQ. Wait, what? Like recently? Like pointing out her suitcase? I'm sure she didn't mean it. Like it was probably just like not intentional, I wouldn't guess. But maybe she should have thought. But maybe it just like went over her mind. She really was just trying to show her suitcase. But wow, no, I didn't see it. When was that? Recently? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me share your thing that you sent. Okay. I know. No, I know she was talking about Harley. She said Harley. You're talking about the suitcase thing. Yeah. It's actually said Harley in the comment. Or are you talking about something else? Yes, they said Harley visit her in the trial and she didn't miss a visit. Yeah. All right, let's read. Okay. Well, still, let's read it. I don't want to go through them again. On TikTok, okay. Yeah, I've went through a lot of her TikToks. I don't remember seeing the suitcase one, but maybe if it was in the last couple, maybe week or so, I wouldn't have because I haven't looked at it in a couple weeks. Yeah, I remember that. No, I knew. Okay, maybe you misunderstood. I knew who she was referring to, but I didn't know who that comment was to because it almost seemed like the Nastic was writing it in a response to somebody. So I didn't know like why, who that was to, that there was like a conversation, but I know it was that it was Letitia was telling Harley. Yes, thank you. I got that. But I didn't know what that was in reference to because it was almost like she was I think it was Nastic baby or whoever. It almost like she was talking to somebody in chat about it, and I just didn't know who she was talking to. That's all. Nasdaq or not Letitia, if that makes sense. um Nasdaq. Yeah, it was Nasdaq. Okay. I was like, is that the one that said it? Yeah. 2 weeks prior to the trials. Oh, I saw that. That's what you're referring to. Her trip? I did see that. Okay. But I feel like it wasn't like focused on the suitcase, was it? She was just talking about getting ready for that trip that she was going on. I think maybe I'm not taught. Maybe it isn't the same one that I'm thinking of, but I did see that one. If that's what you're talking about, I do. I didn't catch her like focusing on the suitcase, but maybe that went over my head too. I don't know. No, I don't. Unless if it was recently, but no, I don't think she has a kid. She's got a boyfriend. Her boyfriend's in a lot of her TikToks. Um, so, but no, I don't. Unless if it was something that recently just happened, no, I don't believe that she has like any kids. I could pretty confidently say no, probably. um, all right. Oh, okay. Wait, her aunt took care of her financially, physically, everything for 3 years. And then they got into an argument and aunt took her car and told her to leave. But by then she was 29, 17. Eh? Oh, 20, not 17. Okay. Huh, okay. Let's see. I agree she is evil. So, Shauna, you said you guys are sick? Are you still sick? Who's all sick? Wow, that sucks. Oh, so you were sick on Mother's Day? Did you have to not do your plans? Like, did you have plans on Mother's Day and then cancel because you guys were all sick? How many kids do you have and how old are they? Wow, that's oh, I'm sorry. Huh. Ooh. Wow. Yeah, I hope you feel better. Are you feeling better? So it sounds like maybe you're better, but it's just your oldest is still sick. Yeah, Mama Mia. I don't know who has the most kids here. I have no idea. I don't have any. Um, I'm not sure. Everybody put in chat how many kids you have, and we'll see. Aw, thanks, Nasdaq baby. Everybody put the number if you have kids. See who has the highest. That's will be a way, right? Hold on, I'm gonna put up that thing that Melissa Jade sent me with the searches. That's funny. Let's see. We'll check her out. Okay. Hey, Debbie. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm behind on this chat. Hold on a second. Wow. Okay, let's see. We have one. Oh, wait. Hold on. Where are we starting? So we got half a dozen? Wow, you might have got it beat. So we have 6, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 5. Well, who said half a so Dolly, if you have 6, we have Alicia with 5. So oh, okay, so we have 6. Alicia's second with 5, it looks like. No, Lori tied for second with Alicia with 5. So Dolly's winning. Wow. Oh, that's funny. Oh, I didn't notice that. Huh. Wow. You're in the V Slims, I think. V, I think you're winning because you have 6 plus 1. So I think that's gives yeah, because Dolly has 6, but I feel like that puts you a little bit above. Wow. Wait. Oh, wait. I read that wrong. I apologize. So you have 6 lovely biological. Oh no, I did read that right. So wait, you have 6 biological. Then how many step do you have? Brandy, I don't know. That's a tough one. A kid or a pet? Or yeah. uh, no, you made it. Hey, the numbers is people. We're seeing who has the most kids. So V Slim 6. I don't have any kids, Debbie. Well, I got, so Dell has 5. Zeke, yeah. Oh. Hey, Wolfie, what's up? How are you? We have 5. Oh, wait, I have a boy. Wait, I had my children late in life, no regrets. Okay. 11? Wait, I thought you said 6, Dolly. I'm confused. Oh, you're saying So, oh my God, V Slims, you have 6 biological and 5 step kids. Whoa, I think we're gonna win. I don't think anybody's gonna beat that. No way. How many did you have, Ash Cash? 5 children are adults now except for 1. Okay. Wow. Hey, domestic pinup. Yeah, we are. Well, I'm just going over. I have it ready. We're trying to like do something fun real quick just to see who has the most kids. Interact a little bit. Yeah, but we will in 2 minutes. I just want to see if I missed anybody. So I think V Slims is the winner. Wow. Um, yeah, 4. Okay. All right. I think I got them all. Oh wait, we have 3 biological, 1 adopted, 6 stepkids. Wow, you're almost in close. That's pretty good too. Yeah, happy Mother's Day, all you mothers, by the way. Oh no, I didn't see that, Ashley. But I did find a Taylor Harden that's connected to Letitia's mom, that I found like a video of her and stuff, and that she's freaking connected to Letitia's mom, and her last name's Harden, which it's got to be related, right? If she's connected to Letitia's mom. But it's just weird because Taylor. So I wonder if it's like a cousin or whoever it is to Letitia. And then Letitia, that's where she got that name and likes it. Maybe she kind of was jealous of her or something. Who knows? Um, I'm looking at the chat. Who asked me that? Watch dealer. I'm looking at the chat because we're looking at how many people, kids people have. Oh, okay. Wow. All right. All right. So, oh, thanks, blessing mom. Okay. All right. So here is the list, but it's a little blurry, so we have it typed out. Here we go. So blood is spurting from an arterial bleed, direct pressure, not controlling bleed. I don't like my stepson. I don't like my stepson. Should I get a divorce? Al Stauch cheating. Al Stauch Instagram. Al Stauch cheating in Colorado Springs. Catch Al Stauch cheating. How to get blood out of sheets. I want immunity because it was gang related. Find me a new husband. Find me a rich husband. Can I spray paint blood? Wait. Hold on. Remind me about the spray paint blood thing. When they were talking about it in the trial, was it just talking about this? Why am I kind of remembering it like more? Why can't I think? Like there was more about this whole spray paint thing. Or was it just the search? I don't know why I'm having like this. I can't fully get the memory I'm having about that. Maybe you guys can remind me. And I am doing all the work for my stepkids and their mom doesn't help. Hit and run, Letitia traffic accident. My husband wants a divorce. My husband wants a baby, but I want an abortion. One day people will wish they treated you differently. Parenting should be for people, but one. Final words someone might say. That's kind of weird. I don't think I heard that one. Final words someone might say? Do you think that's any relation to like something that Gannon said for his final words? Or like what? Or that's so weird. Huh. What do you do if you think someone swallowed poison? You will never forgive me and treat me like a princess. You will never know when it's too late. Wow. Huh. That's cool. That's pretty interesting. Wow, yeah. I would love to see all of those. Man. Oh, thank you, blessed mom. I appreciate that. I'm glad I did it early morning because there's a lot of people that I don't get to see at night. I might start doing more earlier lives, to be honest. Try to change my schedule a little bit and I don't know. This was good. Get to see a lot of people I don't normally get to see, I feel like. Yeah, I swear that they talked about something about that in court in the trial, and I can't it's like I can't totally grasp or, like, remember what I'm thinking. It had something to do with the spray paint and blood. Did anybody ever can somebody help me out here? Didn't they talk about that in court during the trial, and Like further than just this? I'm in Eastern time zone. But there's a lot of people in different time zones, so sometimes when I do it at like, if I'm always doing it at one time, then there's sometimes people they never get to come, and then they watch replay. But when I mix it up and do it earlier, then I get to see some of those people during the live, so I like that. Um, aw, yay. 6:30, ah, sweet. Dinner. Thanks, Tennessee. Yeah, I know, I can't get it. Like, did I dream that? Or I swear that they were talking about that a little bit. I know, it's so weird, Maggie. We were talking about that on a live a few days ago, like, how they're so specific that what was she expecting to get from Google with these searches? Like, you can't get anything. I mean, this is your life. This is, like, specific to your life, some of this. Like, what is she expecting to get as a feedback from, like, Google? It makes no sense. It's so weird. Like, it makes it look so she's just so weird and just ugh. Um, yeah, I don't know what she's trying. Makes no sense. The hydro, wait, what do you mean hydro? Oh, I see. Yeah. The hydrocodone. But it's like, okay, why does she Google the swallowed poison? Because I mean, we're all thinking she gave it to him purposely. So then why Google that search? Is it because see, this is what confuses me, because if it's because she knows that hold on one second. Thanks, Ash Cash. If it's because that she wants like, she knew she, like, wanted law enforcement to find these searches, because then it'll be like, "Oh, you know, in case if it went to trial, oh, so, like, it was an accident." But then, no, it doesn't make sense because there are some searches that would implicate her. So if she was doing it purposely knowing that they would be able to find them, then it doesn't answer why she would do the ones that actually implicate her. So that's why it makes no sense. So then it leads you back to thinking she did these because that's just really what she was trying to search. And if that's the case, then why? Because, for instance, the spray paint blood, getting blood out of sheets and stuff like that, she wouldn't want freaking law enforcement to find that. So, okay, so then it goes back to, okay, she really was just doing it legit to find answers for something. But then the whole poison thing, why would she even Google that? Because I mean, she wouldn't wanna help him, you know what I'm saying? So it's like some things just don't make sense. And then the one, from the other Google hold on, the other Google list that wouldn't make sense because well, let me find it, that other one. Thanks, Melissa J, though, those are interesting. I'm glad I have a copy now. Well, let me bring up the other ones, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like, um alright, so where is it? There's a few that are like, where is it? Where um I just lost what my point was. Hold on, I forget what I was trying to figure out. Oh my god. Shoot. Oh, I don't know. It's not a big deal. I just can't figure out like what her point is with these searches. It makes like no sense because like if you once you start thinking, is her intention with them, but then it doesn't line up with all of them. So they don't all fall into like a understandable thing that she's trying to do with these searches. So I think it just goes back to like No, I mean, nothing ever makes sense because there's always something. Okay, if she really just wants to know this stuff, then why did she wanna know the poison thing? Why did she wanna know where is it on here? I can't think of which one I wanted to show you. Hold on a second. My son burned the carpet. How do okay. So that my son burned the carpet, but I mean, how many people think that he really did do that? That he really did knock over the candle or that she did it? But I guess that could be just because she wants to word it in that way, but really is just to see about fixing the carpet, but she just worded it like that just in case. I don't know. Well, just in case what? If she's worried about somebody seeing her searches, then she wouldn't have searched some of these other crazy things. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but the whole thing is how we're thinking that he didn't really knock it over, that she did that purposely to maybe whatever she did. But then why would she say my son burned the carpet? And if it's because she wanted it, like I said, if they do trace it, oh, to have her back covered, then why would she search all these other things that implicate her? Am I making sense? So I can't make sense out of these. It's so weird. Um, hold on. Where's the other ones? Hold on. Involved for kids. There's a few other that are like that I wanted to point out. Okay, wait. Smoke effects, Colorado law, school's out. No. Son is sick, but I have to go to work. Son is sick. Can he stay home? Like those two, which kind of confuse me, those searches. Because if her whole point was like she was planning this, I mean, and she was planning that from the beginning, at least from the beginning of the whole whatever happened with the candle, then I mean, why is she, oh, son's sick, can he stay home? Is she contemplating, oh, maybe I'll see if I could, is there a possibility I could just go to work because he's sick? You know what I'm saying? It's just weird because we're thinking that it was like, like her, once that whole whatever with the fire happened, that her thoughts were, okay, it's too far gone. We're going to have to, do what she did to Gannon or whatever. Ah, it just doesn't make sense. Hold on, let me go back to the ones you sent me, Melissa, because I feel like there's more examples of that in there. Of like, it's just so weird to try to figure out what was her point. One. Like she really, I mean, I don't like it's almost like with that wording, I don't like my stepson. Should I get a divorce? Like she's wording it like the reason she's contemplating divorce is because she doesn't like her stepson. Like she doesn't like Gannon that much that she's contemplating, oh, I want to get a divorce. And I know there's other factors, multiple factors of why that I feel like that, she doesn't want to, or that she's saying, "Oh, should I get a divorce?" But like just wording it like that, it's just so weird that she Googles that. Like, it's just I can't make sense. And I think this is what's keeping all of us keep trying to find out more information because we don't fully understand what the heck is going on with her. Right? It might just go back to her just being crazy. Like she makes no sense. I don't know if we are going to be able to ever make sense out of it. So weird. Anyway, I'm starting to get hungry, guys. Might have to end this stream and eat some lunch. Wow, it's already 1:42. Yeah. Whoa, I've been on almost 4 hours. Yeah, guys, I might have to end it. Wow, 3 a.m. Mamma mia. Good night, girl. Thanks for coming. Hey, Shorty. Hey, Hive Mind Concussion. Yeah, she was. Good one. Good one. Oh, they change it to Steve? I don't know, bless it. I don't. Oh, hey, Eve, how are you? Yeah, definitely. I feel like there's always some truths. You know what I'm saying? It's all you could always find truths in everything. Because people, I feel like it's just a natural thing that there's always going to be some truth, no matter, if you're pathological, there's always going to be something in there because it's just, I feel like it's just some natural thing where you're going to, like, your mind is just going to put always at least some truth. Even if it's like a whole lie, the way and how they put the truth, like Al was saying, how like the whole head injury with Gannon, not, I mean, she wasn't truthful on how it happened, but yet that little bit of truth is that he had a head injury, but yet one of her stories is that he fell off his bike to get it. So it's like a whole lie, but like that little bit of truth is just that he had one. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that. All right. Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. Well, like they said that it was proven that it was blood in there. But like back when that first came out, that picture, like we were all like, what the heck? Why is that red? But the candle's white. But yeah, but I still don't get that. Like, why? How did that happen? Because we know that, I'm sorry, if he got burnt, if it was just like one incident, he gets burnt. He's not gonna have blood. I mean, it's not gonna like drip blood from a burn right there. It's not. There's not gonna be blood in the candle from an incident like that. That's not how a burn does it. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, he had to have something else had to cause that blood, which I'm still confused if it was like he was bleeding during the wax dripping out, or if she poured the wax after the blood got there, or like how, wow, what? It's just so confusing how did the wax mix with the blood and why? Like, why, how, what was she, it's so weird. Um, oh wait, what did you say? I think she was trying to cover up the blood with the wax. Yeah, but like, what an idiot! Like, how is the wax gonna cover up the blood? Like, what was she even thinking? But no, I think I mean, it could, that's a possibility. Yeah, but it's like, does she think people are idiots? If that is really what she was doing, how does that cover it up? It just makes it, I mean, it's just weird. Weird, weird, weird. She makes no freaking sense. I hate autocorrect, Sean. I hate it so much. It's supposed to be there to help you, and it makes it so much worse. It's like frustrating. Oh, nice to see you too, Sunkissed. I'm glad you stopped in. I know, yeah, I wanna know, yeah. So many things, it just we'll never know, though, that's the sucky thing, because she's not gonna tell us. She's not gonna tell us, so, oh well. I mean, not oh well, but I mean, it sucks, 'cause, there's no way she'll tell us the truth, she'll just keep I could see her for attention, let's say, like, years pass, or I don't know what the time period, something passes and nobody keeps, like, caring about what they kind of forgot about her for a minute, and then her saying, "Oh, I'll tell you what Gannon's last words were," or something to get, like, people back in and give her that power of people, like, needing her to answer, and then she'll probably just give you something little, which might be a lie, I'm sure. There might be some truth in it, but she'll never give you the full thing, because then she still keeps you like that power that she could always use to be like, okay, I'll tell you this, I'm ready. And then everybody's there. Okay, what? You know what I'm saying? It gives her that power, but she'll never fully do it. I'm sorry, she won't. Um, yeah, the iPhone's the worst. I hate it. I hate it. It's like, and how many times have you ever had it where it like actually you have the right spelling and it misspells a word? Which is probably, I'm guessing maybe, I don't know. You wouldn't think it would, but it's like, wait, I spelled it right the first time. Or like when it changes it because you have something like where it's a more common thing that they think you're trying, and it's like you do it and then it does it again. Then it does it again. And then like you can't. Oh, it's so frustrating. I know it's supposed to be like help you, but it doesn't. I feel like we'd be better off without it, right? Yeah, that's true. Yeah. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go eat some lunch. I am hungry, but thanks for chatting, and watching those interviews with me. I think we watched, yeah, we watched the ones that I wanted, that I had. We watched all the ones that I had, that I wanted to watch, but I feel like there probably is some more out there. I feel like they probably did a bunch, but I think I think we watched majority as far as to get their thoughts after, all their thoughts after. All right, everybody, have a good day. Thanks for coming. But that's the thing, Ash Cash. If she does, how are we gonna even believe? I don't think she'll ever fully do it. So it's like it'll be probably lies, though. That's the sucky thing. Oh yeah, Shauna. Yeah, will you? Because I have a favor to ask you in the email. But you don't feel obligated if you don't want to. Only if you want to. If not, seriously, if you're, because now I know you're not feeling good. So, but just, yeah, let me know. All right, bye guys. Thanks, Eve.